I'm Draxus, and I'm here with the Oberon Board of Directors. Do we have someone else who's not on the Board of Directors?
Farrell.
You're not.
Farrell.
Plus Farrell. And we are playing D&D, so we'll see how this goes. Our Doc Shran is our DM for the day, just FYI. So
turn that off.
Is my camera working for everybody?
I can see you.
Your camera?
On Roll20.
I turned off receiving all data from that because it keeps messing with things.
Okay.
I mean, it's a really tiny camera.
Yeah. But yeah. So it's just something. So if you want to use it, you can. It might help me get points across to you guys, or represent characters. So usually when you play Dungeons and Dragons, you're sitting around a table with everybody. Everybody can see each other, and almost all of my Dungeons and Dragons experience has been sitting at a table with people, and that ability to see each other and read everyone's body language and get the expressions on people's faces really makes the game work. So
do you know where the setting for that is? Because I don't.
It's over in the far right. Scroll down. I want to broadcast to others, and I want to receive from others. That's where you can choose it. Be sure to choose video only, or you'll get double voice from both Discord and...
Video only. I want to receive video. Okay.
I'm putting on a shirt so that when I broadcast, you guys won't see my naked body.
Wait a second, Doc, is that you?
Well,
I just hope that you're wearing something below this shirt.
Oh, come on. When I stream, I never wear pants. That's just a thing streamers do.
I see you in the stream, but I don't see any in D20. There you are.
I want to broadcast video only. I'm reconnecting, and you should be able to see me, maybe, possibly. I don't know.
Maybe at some point. I mean, I
the
don't.
only person I see at the moment is myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for now my webcam's not working because Bitdefender is blocking it.
Holy shit. Doc, I don't think I've ever seen your face.
Most people don't.
I thought you looked different.
You look nice.
Like, because I've seen pictures.
Get out of the way, you.
Maybe it's just the low res of the camera that makes you look different.
Low res.
Video, yeah.
So, Doc, you
Yes,
can
dear.
You can go ahead and get started. I need to go run around the house real quick and do something that nobody told me about until now. So
That's fine.
I can still hear you. I just won't be able to talk.
Okay, so first off, everybody, welcome to this session. The basically long and short of it is this game is going to be taking place in a universe that a Dungeons and Dragons world I've created called the New Lands, which I created the beginning of this year for my friends here in my area to play as their first real D&D campaign. It's a world that I've basically created by myself, and they've been playing since still winter, and we've been playing like weekly since then. Maybe like spring, but still we've been playing consistently, and the world has developed, and I've decided that we're gonna that you guys are gonna be playing in the same in the same world, just in a different area.
We get to add lore.
You do, and depending on how long this campaign goes, your actions may affect them, and their actions may affect you.
That would be humorous.
To give you an idea of what's going on in the world, basically, the world in which you guys are living is going through a lot of upheaval right now. There's in the northern parts of the old world, which is what we're calling the continent you guys are on, in the northern reaches, it's getting colder and colder, and the snow line where things are frozen is moving further and further south. There have been human kingdoms that have been up there for centuries that have basically been completely lost to the advance of the ice caps, essentially.
Winter is coming, literally.
Literally. The northernmost human kingdom, called Wolfland, which used to be a completely different kingdom, which was run by druids, has been conquered by an amalgamation of those northern kingdom survivors, basically coming south and conquering a new land for themselves. And they are very much, their leadership is very much based on like a warlike culture and everything like that, and they've been antagonizing the other human kingdoms around them.
They're basically fashion.
Basically Vikings, more like. Their leaders follow the god Bane, which is basically the evil god of war. They're literally gods for everything in D&D and in the Dungeons and Dragons world. Those gods are very real. They're capricious. They have people that follow them, who believe in them, and when they decide to act on the world, things happen. So moving inland, or moving to the east of Wolfland, which is sort of in the northwest, sort of where France would sit on the real world version of Europe. Moving inland from there, like Germany, Austria area, is a kingdom called Hongsa, which is sort of a China analog, sort of. It has a emperor, a royal family, and is very prominent in the study of magic, at least among human cultures. They're very cosmopolitan in the fact that they have accepted many other cultures within their borders. A lot of the original settlers, or the original survivors of the previous kingdom where Wolfland is today, went across the border and sought refuge in Hongsa, and they were accepted there. They also have other races like halflings and gnomes, and half orcs and half elves within their borders. And so those two kingdoms have basically been butting heads politically for a while, and just recently they've actually broken out into small scale actual fighting. To Hongsa's direct south is a kingdom called Thelion, which is the High Elven kingdom. In Thelion, it's, as far as they're concerned, it is the oldest kingdom on the planet. The elves have been here before everybody else, and there's no one around long enough to dispute that fact. It's an extremely beautiful kingdom of, basically perfect structures. They're architecturally perfect. They're artistically perfect. The woodlands and forests and everything are, absolutely exquisite. The ecology is perfect, and the people are very proud of that. And they do not want the filthy, chaotic human race anywhere near their perfect little paradise.
Cut out.
Yeah, I can't hear you anymore, Doc.
Yeah, he lost connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's the end of the world.
And it all goes up in smoke, and it was sad.
Oh yeah,
Except
he
nobody
got
was there.
he got thrown out of Roll20.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I can roll some last minute things for my character then. 44
I assume he's reloading it.
Computer restarted.
and 110.
Yeah, his computer must have crashed because he's not even lighting up.
Like
Weird.
you said in chat, computer restarted.
Yeah.
So,
So those high elves just nuked him, and that was it.
Yep. Didn't like what he was doing.
Silly old high elves and their hoity-toityness.
So I'm just gonna try and see how this button works. Okay, so yeah. Roll to hit, and that's damage.
And it's gonna sound dumb. What was the name of Middle Kingdom?
I don't remember.
Didn't he put
Train.
that? I think there's a map on the
There is.
D&D text channel.
There it
Let's
is.
look. And we put something there. In the Google Docs.
Oh, this still is them.
It's just the text.
I don't know why it's rolling twice whenever I hit.
Are you double clicking?
I'm single clicking. I do not understand. I mean, the numbers seem right.
I don't know, dude.
Is this one? Okay, that does the same thing. That's weird.
I only show one that you rolled just now. Of 4d4. It only showed up once.
You don't. Oh, you don't see any of the things below that?
I see the 4 rolls.
No, but like.
No, dude, those aren't D4 rolls.
What are they?
Wait, do you see the Warhammer ones?
Yeah,
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 those
those are the ones we're talking about.
there's 3 one-handed and 1 two-handed.
Yeah, it's just,
Okay.
but it's rolling twice for each one. Oh, I know. That's in case we have advantage or disadvantage. That's why.
Oh, I see. Is the first one advantage, the second one disadvantage?
No, you use the first one normally, but if you have disadvantage, you will use the lower of the two, and if you have advantage, you will use the higher of the two. Otherwise, you just use the very first one.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
okay.
That's a new mechanic in 5e, so it took me a few seconds to process it. I'm gonna go back to doing chores while.
I assume his computer just overheated or something.
Must have. Crashed hard.
Fuck.
And Doc's phone's.
Come back. We need you.
Welcome back.
Hey guys.
Hooray.
I'm
Was it an
proceeding
update?
from my phone.
Are we good to go then?
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So, talk
Sorry,
about
what was the name of that Middle Kingdom again?
the middle one's called Hongsa, Hong-SA. The
Thank you.
Yep, the kingdom south of that is called Thelion. It's the high elven one. Like I said, it's basically perfect. And when the when Wolfland took over and those same groups of refugees were pouring into Hongsa, a whole bunch were going south trying to get into Thelion territory, and they were just by default just pushed away, saying you're not getting in here. And to Thelion's north and east, and to Hongsa's south and east is another kingdom called Ithilien. And Ithilien is the home of the Wood Elves, which are a subspecies of elves. That region is basically a huge forest. Basically unbroken woodland and nature. They don't really build cities so much as You know, villages that are very much a part of the nature in which they live. So they don't really leave much of a mark themselves in that world or in that area, and it's very much a wild area to live in. And those elves, they serve as sort of the border or the buffer between Thelian and the greater and pretty much the rest of the world, with the possible exception of a small area bordering Thelian and human regions. And so they're sort of used to dealing with people. They're used to dealing with humans and other races. They're used to rubbing shoulders with them, even intermarrying. Most of your half elves are crossed with are humans or other races who are crossed with wood elves. They're more impulsive than their neighbors. They're almost more human in that respect, but they're still very much elves. And where Thelian leads, the people of Athelian generally follow. And they have a tendency of being used as sort of the strong arm of the Thelians when necessary. To both of those Elven Kingdoms south is another one called Acheron. Acheron is a new Elven Kingdom, and it was basically founded on the principles of trying to break out from the stagnation of Athelian, or of Thelian, of how, you know, perfect and sterile it is in their eyes, and basically do their own thing. They eventually managed to create their own kingdom, which Thelian sort of just barely tolerates and sort of acknowledges. One of Acheron's big goals was to their south is a huge desert. It's the size of kingdoms, of countries, and it was the hope of the wizard who rules that kingdom that they want to engineer this massive ritual that will convert that huge desert into lush, green, livable space. And sort of that will help to take the weight off of the crisis that's going on in the human regions. And the Thelians have basically put the kibosh on that, saying the magic that you're playing with is dangerous. It's something that's never been tried before. And if it goes wrong, or if you don't know what you're doing, you could do irreparable damage to our world, and you're idiots, so you're not doing it.
Deserts are important.
Yeah, and they've got the political clout to actually basically hold that over their heads. So Acheron is very much a reluctant member of the Elven community, and every time they try to do something, it's basically shot down by the Thelians.
I feel like they're going, do you want Dark Sun? Because this is how you get Dark Sun.
Or if you're an Expanse fan, do you want MCRN? Because this is how you get MCRN.
MCRN is awesome.
So, north of all of that, and directly and north of Athelian, and directly east of Hongsa, is there's a whole bunch of different biomes, but it's mostly, woods. And in the region of Hongsa, it's sort of like evergreens and stuff like that. And as it gets further east, it starts to hit mountains, and there's a huge mountain chain in that area, but for the most part nobody goes there, and there is no kingdom there anymore. And the kingdom that used to be there would have been the only kingdom that could really hold a check against the attitudes and goals of the elves, and that is the fallen kingdom of the dwarves. 1,500 years ago, the dwarves were a thriving kingdom, arguably rivaling the elves in craftsmanship, potentially in magical ability, and they were trading widely with the other races. They had they had integrated gnomish society within them as a sort of a client, along with some halfling communities and even some quote-unquote wild men cultures, some basically tribes of humans who basically got brought in as client states or as protectorates. And for some reason, 15 centuries ago, the elves went to war with them. And it wasn't, a war for territory. It wasn't a religious war. It was a war of extermination.
They were jealous of their beards.
And over the next decades, the elves systematically besieged, stormed, and destroyed every dwarven city within those mountains, until finally until the last city, Farum Thul, the capital, was all that was left standing, and all the surviving dwarves from these literally dozens of cities and towns and fortresses were stuffed inside of this, albeit large, city under a mountain. The siege was very long and extremely bloody on both sides, and I tagged a post in the D&D Discord chat detailing the final moments of that siege, and it was written by the captain of the Elven King's Guard, who actually was a part of that final storming of the Dwarven city. Basically, the elves had finally achieved a breakthrough through the main gate. They had literally blown the gate apart. Were in the process of storming it when this huge dwarven force came out to meet them, including the king's personal bodyguard known as the Iron Guard, and all of the other forces from several of the cities that had been destroyed, and these units had managed to escape and survive. They come out and they fought the elves literally to the death. At the end of the fight within the breach, there was all the dwarves were basically killed, and almost an equal number of elves fell in that battle. And shortly after that conflict, that fight ended, the mountain collapsed. This isn't a rock slide. This isn't a, an exaggeration. The mountain literally collapsed in on itself, and a huge wave of debris came flying out of this tunnel. It was almost like a pyroclastic flow. Came sweeping down the mountain and killed the Elven High King on the spot, along with many of the defenders. And since then, Farum Thul has basically been buried underneath the collapsed mountain under which it stood. And for the past 1,500 years, the dwarves have fallen out of memory. Nobody really remembers them. People avoid the region. The only people who still inhabit the area are some of those halfling, gnomish, and even wildman tribes that still kick around in the area, and maybe some bands of brigands and desperate idiots running around those mountains.
I just want that to be a job title.
Desperate idiot.
Yes.
And past those mountains, and mostly to the south, is another region that borders Ithilien, the home of the Wood Elves, and it doesn't really have a name, but it is sort of the area in which Orcish culture resides. They are very much a tribal society. They have several dozen, perhaps hundreds of strongholds throughout that region, and they've thrived in that area, living the same lifestyle they've always intended for generations. And up until recently, it's been status quo in that region, and now suddenly, orc whole orcish communities are streaming around the former dwarven kingdom. They're moving into Ithilien, into the Wood Elves area, asking for refuge, asking for admittance, and they're even streaming into the region of Hongsa in the thousands. Almost all of them are women, children, older orcs too old to fight, and very few actual fighting men are with them.
So they're fleeing the war.
And when asked what's going on, they claim that a new race on the block called the Dragonborn is attacking them. Nobody has really heard of before. And they claim that their warriors are still out there trying to hold back the tide, and that whole villages are being burnt under dragon fire.
Sucks to be them.
Yep.
I feel like I'm going to need a flow chart for all of these nations and their relations to everyone.
I have a text document open.
There is a text document linked in the D&D chat.
Okay.
And also, relatively recently, those same supposed Dragonborn are beginning to push into the mountainous region where the dwarves used to live. And some of those halfling communities and all those other ones are also starting to get pushed in the direction of these other civilizations. And with all these refugees moving in every which direction, the big kingdoms are starting to struggle on how they're going to feed themselves, and along with feeding their own people with the climate change and everything like that. And then the other kingdoms are saying, you take these fuckers, we don't want them, or don't you dare take those people, they belong to me. And they're starting to fight. And the calm spot in this whole conflagration is all the way on the coast, in a region that is in between Wolfland and Thelion, called Greylark. Greylark is basically a constitutional monarchy. It has a royal family, it has a council of nobles, and they sort of is basically the burgeoning concept of democracy is going on over there. And they have a thriving maritime trade. And a explorer from Greylark has recently, like maybe 10 years ago, came back claiming that he discovered an entire new continent across the ocean. And recently, Greylark made a commitment and got some of the other kingdoms to tacitly agree to support a colony in these new lands that are across the ocean. And people are starting to take ship and head out into the ocean and seek a new life in this new world, which reports seem to say is a huge, vast, untamed wilderness. There do appear to be some sort of Aboriginal culture there, but for the most part, it's wide open, wild land, and it seems to have a stable climate, all this other wonderful stuff. So
cool.
That's where the world sort of sits at the moment. Now, to get to you guys specifically, you guys already know each other to some degree. You may have met briefly, but you're all young, relatively inexperienced adventurers. But you've been contracted by an individual from, doesn't really have a claim on a particular citizenship. He's just sort of this independently wealthy guy and a universally acclaimed scholar. His name is Hieronymus Pellworm. Good luck spelling that.
HIERONIMOUS?
YMOUS.
Oh, god damn it.
I had a feeling it was gonna be a Y.
Yeah. And HP for short is a half-elven male trained as a wizard, and he is an he's an avid scholar, and he uses his wealth and his lack of an actual job or any real responsibilities to study history. And he's traveled the world. He's visited ruins and temples and dungeons and fallen cities all across the world. He's cataloged these lost kingdoms up north, and with rumors starting to trickle in from the New World that dwarven ruins have been found on that continent, on the other side of the world, when dwarves have been extinct for the past 1,500 years, makes him really want to study or investigate what happened to the dwarves. And he's gotten into his head that he might as well pick up where the story ends. And you guys are, you've been contracted to escort him and his expedition into the ruins of Faramthul, the last stand of the dwarven people.
That's the mountain that collapsed, right?
The mountain that collapsed. You guys are going into it.
All right.
He got tired of standing up. We want to take a break.
Yeah, you guys are going to be going to starting off in a location called the Mortis Crossroads, which is in between the borders of Hongsa and where the former border of the dwarves used to be. The Mortis Crossroads is sort of a X shape of two intersecting trade routes, heading to points further north and south. Both trade routes intersect in this region, and there is a trading post at that spot, which we'll go into in a minute. But anytime as you guys are coming into the area, you're coming like south, like let's say you're coming north on the southwest trade route. Every caravan you guys pass on the way in is moving as quickly as possible, like mounted wagons and stuff are moving almost at a full gallop down the road. People are like very nearly running down the road. Everyone you see looks exhausted, but they just keep pushing on. People do not want to be in this area, and they move as quickly as possible to get into it and to get out of it. The only place that they stop in the area is at the Mortis Crossroads at the Deep Folks Rest trading post, which is where our story is going to start once my computer comes back online. Come on.
Question: Have we actually been traveling together, like as a group?
You guys have. You may. What we can do right now is take this opportunity for you guys to introduce your characters, and then I guess we can work out whether you guys really know each other and worked with each other before, or if this is like you guys are both individually contracted and you're just you guys have been walking down the road together and still know each other.
Okay, so one thing I just want everyone to make note of, because we've been traveling together, you guys all just have 5 temporary hit points due to his Nolan's inspiring leader feat.
Oh, he's so inspiring.
Yes. Though I would like to like in general just say that's more like he seems to just generally care for your equipment, and he actually goes around and tries to help like make your equipment better, fix issues with your armor, that kind of thing. He's a blacksmith by trade.
So he's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
Who's Nolan?
Nolan is my Hexblade.
Okay, so you are Nolan.
Yeah. But yeah, Nolan, he doesn't come across as a nice guy, but he seems to be a bit of a perfectionist, especially with his own equipment, and if he sees your equipment like starting to slip shod, he mentions it. He is definitely a bit of a perfectionist, and every time you stop, he seems to first clean his armor, clean his weapons, and then he brings out his blacksmith tools and makes sure none of them have been broken.
What race is he?
He is human.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about him.
He is he's pretty tall. He's 6'3". He's got sandy brown hair. It's like somewhere between blonde and brown, depending on the sunlight. Green eyes. Very pale skin, like almost unnaturally so, like he's been kept in a cave or something for a very long period of time. And he's pretty dour, unless you talk about you guys occasionally run across things that he's interested in. He's obviously interested in smithing, but he also seems to be. Do any of you know much about magic? He seems to be interested in magic.
Cool.
Nice. McLean, McLean.
Yeah.
Who are you rolling as?
My character is Corey. Not pronounced like when you chop rocks out of the ground, like Corey as in like Corey.
Okay.
Like a corgi without the G.
Yes.
Corey is a halfling?
Yes, he is a halfling. Slightly taller than he should be. Green eyes, brunette hair, and he's tan. Like he's been somewhere really warm recently.
Tell us about him.
Okay.
Tell us what you can about him.
Well, Corey doesn't like to talk about time in the old country, but if it counts, I suck at this.
If you were looking at, looking at him walking down the road, like, what would you say about him? Like, you're watching Corey walking down the road. Nolan is, walking in front of him, like, actively polishing his sword and walking at the same time. Like
Warhammer, actually.
Warhammer.
But yeah.
It is Warhammer.
He's polishing his knob.
I don't know, dude.
What color is his hair?
Brunette.
Okay, what color's his eyes?
Green.
What's he wearing?
A baggy shirt and normal clothes aside from that.
Does he have shoes?
Yes, he is wearing boots. He's like the only halfling with boots for some reason.
How do the other halflings feel about that?
They don't think it's weird.
They think it's weird? And he does he care about that, or is he just, he does his own thing?
He doesn't care because it makes him look taller.
I like
That's
it.
fair. I dig it. Oh, I should mention, so Nolan has a shield, warhammer, and he's wearing scale mail. Or at least he does when he's not sleeping.
Scale mail it is. Alright.
Oh, my guy's walking with the quarterstaff.
There you go.
Which, if you think about it, for a half, a quarterstaff is really just a stick.
It's a half of it. It's an eighth.
It's an eighth staff. There you go.
Alright. How about Farrell? Who are you rolling as?
Trellnan is a tall, pretty normal-looking elf. He's got silver hair and silver eyes and wearing green leather jerkin. He's got a rapier at his side with a longbow that was crafted by his sister, who disappeared shortly thereafter she gave it to him. So it's an important piece for him. He's decided to become a bard because he needs to get away from it and yet still has a yearning to interact with other beings.
Okay.
And he generally tends to take care of underdogs.
Well, that's nice
For
of him.
beings and people with lost causes.
What is he wearing?
He's wearing a green leather jerkin that's studded with small, dark stones, and his hair is pulled into two twin braids that kind of get knotted behind his back a lot, and high boots.
His shirt rocked.
Does he have a fancy hat?
He does not have a fancy hat. He doesn't need a hat. His skin is kind of bronze toned because he doesn't wear a fancy. He's got a hood on his jerkin that he can pull up if you want to, but usually it's down.
I think that's all the characters.
Echo's not here, so it's just us three.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we got so far. All right. So, we basically gonna be doing this by hand, which is fine. So you guys,
Sorry.
it's about. Excuse me. It's about late afternoon, probably about this time, so like 7 o'clock on a summer's day. Sun's starting to get a little low, and you guys are, as you guys are walking up the road, HP Hieronymus Pellworm is riding in a cart. It's a very nice cart, but it is a cart loaded down with supplies. His bodyguard, an half orc named Osek, is actually driving the cart, filled with both archaeological supplies and actual like survival gear and food, water,
Provisions.
yeah. And then riding in the back, sort of with his eyes on you guys, is a halfling who's sort of balding on top. You know, he's sort of got like he's kind of got like the Captain Picard haircut where he's bald on top, but he's kind of got like the white hair on the sides of his head. He is his name is Pilsner Flatbottom. And that's where my imagination ran out when I was trying to pick names. But
At least you didn't call him Flatfoot. That would have been hilarious.
Pilsner Flatbottom is HP's assistant. And if you can imagine what it's like being the assistant to a independently wealthy dilettante archaeologist who is also a half-elf, so, you know, has lived a very long time and is very set in his ways. Just imagine that lifestyle for a minute. And when you think about all that, that's the sort of look you guys are getting right now. The
Put upon, kind of.
fuck this job kind of look. Like I'm
Basically,
doing this
Keith.
job, but I'm gonna complain about it the whole time. Or I would if I wasn't a professional. And then walking around the cart is about a half a dozen servants and peons that are working directly for HP. They're both personal servants. They're like interns from the colleges. You know, trying to get some school credit, trying to, you know, make themselves look good for the college. Like we're going to Faramthul. It's going to be great, and we're not getting paid, and it sucks, but you know, I really need this A.
Anything for that thesis, man.
Damn straight.
Yep. And so that is the group you guys are with. You guys are escorting them. And you guys come up over the rise, and there in front of you is a low one-story wooden building that has a chimney in the one corner nearest you, smoke's coming out of it. You see a couple horses that are sort of milling about out front, like they're just with a couple people walking them around just to, cool them off. You see a tent that's been set up directly outside, and you see a elf sitting on the bench that's like pushed up against the side of the building, and he's just sort of sitting there with his head down, and he looks fucking exhausted. And that's what you guys see. What do you want to do?
Well, we ought to go knock on the door.
Okay. Is that what you want to do, McLean? Or should I say Corey?
I can't hear anyone else.
They're
Nobody said
waiting on
anything.
you. So Corey walks up straight past the horses. The dude who's sitting at the bench doesn't even look up. He's just sort of sitting there with his head down. He's got his elbows on his knees, and he's just sort of like just staring at the ground. And you walk up and you bang on the door. The door opens, and a very chipper and very awake looking gnome with this little set of glasses on the end of his nose looks up. He's like, "Hi!" Can I help you? Hello?
Oh,
I
crap,
know.
rather me.
Yeah, that's you. You're the one who knocked on the door.
You're the one that knocked on the door. Welcome to Deep Folks Rest Trading Post. My name's Roach. Can I help you? Sir?
I forgot why we... I'm sorry.
Ask him if he has any ale.
We came here to
Oh,
rest,
do you guys
right?
serve food?
Yeah. It's a trading post in the middle of the woods. Come on in. You want something to eat?
Great location. I guess we'll head in.
All right, come on in. He leads you in. Does the rest of the party want to follow, or what are you guys doing?
And Nolan will follow him. He sort of smiles at the exchange.
Don't yell the gnome.
All right, so you guys walk in. You walk into the building. Even though he is a gnome and he seems to be the only person working there, everything else is sort of scaled for an average human. You see there's a fire in the one corner off to your left coming through the door. You see a table or two with benches. You see a very large bar on the far end, and a pretty wide open floor. You also see behind the bar there is a door leading into another room, and he sort of very quickly on his little legs, he very quickly walks in and disappears behind the bar, and you hear him stomping up a little set of steps that he's got at the back of his bar so he can look over the top of it, and he's like, "What can I get you?"
Nolan orders an ale and whatever they have going for. What time of day is it?
An ale
Is it
for the
7
guy in the
o'clock in the
green
evening?
stud muffin suit. All right.
And 1 pint for the half.
Did you know it comes in pints?
Well, of course they have pint.
All right. That'll be a silver piece for both of you.
Nolan also orders an ale.
Valid
All right.
question.
So, yes,
Valid
Kieran.
question regarding currency.
It's 10,
How's it
10,
scale?
10 by 10.
Thank you so much. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay.
So you subtract 1 gold piece, and you now have 9 silver pieces left over.
Yep.
Okay. I just had no idea.
Done.
All right. All right, so we've got some food on the spit. It's still cooking. It's gonna be a couple minutes. It's we got a pork roast going. We also have salt pork or salt beef if you want it. If you're not looking for something that's fresh, because fresh food obviously costs more out here in the wilderness. Let's see what else we got. We got sauerkraut. And pull that up.
I
from
just
the cellar if
realized-
you want that.
I just realized we're all terrible escorts. We kind of just left the dudes with the wagon outside.
He has like 6 people and his bodyguard with
He
him.
wants an ale, he'll get his ale.
Yeah, and besides,
Yeah,
I think
fine.
he hired us more as dungeon delvers than escorts. Like, he has obviously a very capable bodyguard with him. So, anyways, Nolan will order some sauerkraut to go with the pork roast.
Excellent choice. I also have, I do have some fresh stuff. I keep a garden out back. I'm pretty proud of it. I also have bees, but so if you want something sweet, we got honey. However, like I said, fresh food costs more out in the wilderness. So,
Corey will just do the roast beef.
all right,
Pork roast,
whatever you
that'll be 5 silver pieces.
Cheap beer.
Forgot how expensive food was in D&D. In Warhammer Fantasy, this whole thing would have been like 2 copper.
Yep. Does anybody looking for anything particularly exotic or expensive, fresh food, anything like that?
Just something other than trail rations, which I assume is all we've been eating for the last week or so.
Okay. So, he gets your food together. He saws some shit off the spit, tosses it on some plates, and he very quickly and efficiently sets the table up for you guys. Disappears. He's like, "I'm gonna go get your beer up," and he sort of disappears behind the bar. You can just barely see the tip of his workman's cap sticking out over the top of the bar. You hear the door open. You see him disappear inside the door. The door shuts behind him. About this time, Pilsner Flat Bottom opens the door, walks in, looks around, just sort of takes in everything really quickly. Just sort of like sighs. He just sort of like his shoulders shrug, like he sort of like deflates. Sort of shuts the door, and he just sort of like walks over to the table, and he sits down on the bench and motions you guys over.
Nolan sits down at the bench.
Yeah.
All right.
Corey will follow.
All right.
Well, Tilsner, you need a beer?
Yeah, I'll get one.
I forgot who Pilsner is.
Pilsner.
Oh, Pilsner, I heard you wrong.
Pilsner.
Sorry.
Yep, flat-bottomed hobbit.
Yeah, he sort of sits down on his noticeably flat ass. It's a unfortunately it is a family trait. That's where they get the name.
It's an appropriately earned name.
He sort of plops down. So don't worry about that right now. So, have any of you been here before?
Can't say as I have.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Alright, so I'm going to give you guys the rundown because boss man outside, he's a smart man, he knows a lot, but he does not think on a micro scale. His mind is basically already in the caves or in the tunnels. So this is the last stop in civilization before we go to the mountain. So if you need anything, if you need supplies, if you need weapons, if you need ammunition, armor, anything like that, now is the time. I know for a fact that Roach here, he's He's a little dude. He might not look like much. This place might not look like much, but they're pretty well stocked on supplies here at the trading post. And you need to get what you can, because once we get out to the mountain, we're only supposed to be here for like a week and then come back out, but a lot can happen a week. A lot can happen in an hour under the mountain. So, or in any ruin.
How long do you think the travel will take to the mountain from here?
About a day away.
So, and we're planning to spend a week there, so we need at least 9 days rations.
And so is a ration worth, one ration is one meal, or one ration is 1 day's worth?
1 day's worth.
Okay. So I have 5, so I should buy like 4 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should pick up a water skin and some rope.
That's actually a good point. I am going to pick up, I'm actually going to pick up 2 water skins of some sort of spirit, some sort of high-grade alcohol. If I can. Not sure how much that costs.
Before you guys
I just
start,
realized your person's a drunk.
Well, it's a good idea, especially for a crew as large as ours, to have liquor available, especially if we have a hard day and some people start talking about stringing up the boss.
before you guys start spending money, Hieronymus, or not Hieronymus, fucking Pilsner pulls. He's wearing this this baggy jacket. It's kind of like almost like a Western style duster. And he sort of opens it up and he pulls 4 sizable pouches off of his belt, and or 3 I should say, and he plops one down in front of each of you. He's like, "This is an advance on what you guys are being paid for your services. There's 400 gold pieces in each bag.
Holy shit. Okay.
Sweet.
Get what you need."
Oh wow, that's actually heavy.
That is actually heavy.
Whatever you don't use, you can keep on the cart.
Okay.
I guess I should finish eating and go see if I can hunt down the gnome.
I could buy
Metaphorical hunting down, not actually real hunting.
It's about this time, the door opens again, and a very large, very green orc walks in. He is Osek, the bodyguard for HP. He's got a very prominent forehead, and his default expression seems to be disappointment or disgust.
So, disappointed 5-headed orc.
He's also a half orc.
Sorry.
You guys have seen at least one orc before in your life, and you notice that his features are somewhat softer. There's almost more human. He walks up to the bar, sort of stands there. He just sort of plops his hand down on the table. Door opens, and little old roach comes out. He's like, "Can I help you?" Orc says, place to spend night for a rich man." Okay, that'll be 10 gold pieces. "I have 5 gold pieces for place to stay for rich man. You will take 5 gold pieces." Nope, that's it's gotta be 10. He just sort of blinks and turns around and just sort of walks back out.
We better get our trades done before the orc kills the gnome.
The gnome's gonna go down.
Like,
That's
it
a
just
lot
seems
of
like a
fucking
prudent
points to pay
plan.
for an eye.
So, Roach, can we buy some provisions?
Sure. What exactly are you looking for?
Who wants to start?
I need at least 1 water skin and a coil of rope.
Do any
Yeah,
of you guys happen to? Do any of you guys happen to have the values for those things up right now?
I
I'm
do.
working on it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I do. So, okay. Do you want hempen or silk rope? Silk rope is 10 times as expensive, but is way stronger and way lighter.
We'll go with hempen because
Hempen
Yeah.
rope, 50 feet of hempen rope is a gold piece.
okay. And how much is a water skin?
A water skin is 2 silver.
Okay, I guess I'll do just one of those then.
Alright, I am going to pick up... Does he have... Okay, I should ask ahead of time. Does he have any healing potions, or is it lower grade stuff? Healing potions are kind of hard to come by, so...
He has healing potions, but they're common ones. They're not like very powerful.
Are they still 50 gold pieces a pop?
How much healing do the 50 gold pieces ones do?
Let me find that section.
It's usually it's like a
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2
Yeah,
for 50.
for 50. Yeah, it's kind of...
So
it's way
total-
overpriced, but...
I'll tell you what. Same effect. We'll call that 25.
Okay.
And for the 50, it can be 2d6 plus 2.
I will buy 4 of the 25 gold piece ones. Because I'm not sure I'm not sure what our healing situation is in the group overall.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of healing, but I'm not cleric worthy so far.
Yeah. And our druid
Okay.
also has a little bit of healing, so I'm gonna grab 4. I don't suppose anyone has the healer feat and can use healing kits.
I can cure wounds.
Okay. Same.
Alright.
I don't know who did that, but thank you.
Did
Wait.
what?
You're welcome.
Okay. I don't know what happened.
Jesse turned the music on.
Oh, alright.
I gave you soundtrack from Skyrim Taverns.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me unmute the
I'll
bot.
be your
Oh,
music.
there.
For those who are interested, my computer is sitting at 22% on its update that shut my computer.
Oh god, I hate
Goodness,
that.
that's annoying.
So I'm gonna. It doesn't actually have a price for spirits. It just has a price for cheap wine and good wine.
Presumably, the good wine is higher percentage alcohol,
Tippy,
Well, one would hope.
Tippy.
but I could be wrong.
Hey, Tippy.
Hold on, my dog's wandering.
Are you guys looking at the wine right now?
Yeah.
Um,
Or liquor if he has hard liquor.
So McLean,
Yes.
considering level 1 through 3 is basically a glorified tutorial, we're gonna say Corey is looking at the various wine bottles that Roach has up on the wall, and we're gonna see what you can figure out of the wine bottles. So I'm gonna ask you for a perception check.
Okay, and I need to roll. Nope.
You need to roll a d20, and then you need to take whatever number it is, assuming it's not a 1 or a 20, and add it to whatever your perception modifier is.
Perception modifier. It's a 20 total now.
What did
No,
you
I read
roll?
the wrong one. I'm sorry. I rolled 18.
You rolled 18?
Where's my perception modifier?
You should have a list of like
Is it labeled
insight.
passive wisdom perception? No.
Yes.
Oh,
That's it.
okay. Then I'm at 33.
How perceptive are you? What is the
I-
number?
It says 15 passive wisdom perception, and I rolled an 18.
No, so it should be like it should be like a plus like 1 through like 7.
So passive
I
perception.
must be in the wrong thing then.
Passive perception is basically what he has to roll stealth against to see if you notice his stealthy creature.
Oh, okay, so I'm in the wrong one. I am not seeing the part you're talking about then.
Okay,
Is
it's
it in first column? It's
you see where all your skills are. Perception
Yes.
is in that list.
Charisma, wisdom. Oh no, skills.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
I have
click it.
0 skills.
You should have. Oh, during character creation, you should have picked some. You can work on that.
Oh wait, no, I'm in the wrong one, I think. No. All I see are features and traits and proficiencies.
no, it's on the main page.
I'm on the main page.
Okay, so you've got the strength, dexterity, and
Oh, I
constitution,
found
that
it.
roll,
Perception.
and right next to it. There you go.
5. You're right.
So, so it's plus 5. So whatever
Yeah,
you
so
roll
it's
is an
actually
18.
20. It's actually 23.
Okay. So you determine that the wine that Roach has up on the wall, he's got the cheap wine. It looks like it is literally like it's like shit wine that's been like it's had like vinegar added to it. Like you could see where someone has like worked the cork out and then worked it back in. So they've like made the wine go farther by like watering it down, basically. So that
so
stuff
cheap.
will probably sort of kind of get you drunk. Maybe if you like drink the whole bottle by yourself, like. But the more expensive stuff, that looks like it hasn't been tampered with, and it actually looks like it comes from a pretty decent winery.
Okay. So yeah.
So to give you an idea on how these checks work, is basically a 2 to 10 is a fail, or a 2 to 9 is a fail. Or,
okay,
yeah,
2 to 9 is fail.
2 to 9 is, yeah. 10 could be like you just barely make it. It's like the neutral point, and then 11 to 19 is a success. If you roll, pretty much all throughout D&D, if you roll a 1 on anything, it is a critical failure. No, it's not just a failure. It is a critical failure.
Okay.
It's like
you die failure. No
I
matter
do
what you
vaguely
say.
wonder what a critical failure would be like for discerning wine.
You would say that the
Um,
really bad stuff is really good, and we'd buy it and hate you.
you'd probably like order like rat poison, or like, or you'd order the one that says stone piss on it, and thinking it's
good
wine. And then 20 would be a critical success. So, for instance, in combat, if you roll a nat 1, which is what we call it, a natural 1, a nat 1 in combat, like you might throw your weapon, or you might break your weapon, or you may accidentally shoot an ally instead of the target you're aiming at, or your
I
spell
apologize
might,
in advance if I shoot anyone.
or your
Stop
spell
on
might,
your rock and stab yourself.
or your spell might blow up in your face. You know, just something off the wall. I'll come up with something. Don't
Oh,
worry.
okay.
A nat 20 is a critical success, and that will double whatever your damage is. So, let's say you rolled for damage and you got 15. Because you rolled a nat 20 to hit, it would be 30 damage. So, nat 1s and nat 20s are big deals.
Okay. Oh,
So you gotta
so
find wine?
Nolan's the one standing over here with me picking wine, right?
Yeah. I think you're also
Nolan,
like
don't
standing
put the
at
cheap
the bar.
stuff.
Yeah. So all he had. So he doesn't have anything stronger than wine. Then, mostly I'm looking for portability of liquor. But
I do have, shall we say, unregulated alcohol? That's made by the light of the moon, shall we say?
Nolan winks at him and I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm picking up what you're putting down."
again,
Would you like me to make a persuasion test?
sure. How much are you gonna offer for it?
He pulls 15 gold out of his pouch and puts it on the
Okay.
table. Should I make a persuasion test?
Sure, make a persuasion check.
20.
Really?
Oh.
Was
Not
it
a
a
nat
nat
20.
or-
Not 20. I have a +6, so.
It's a 20. He's like, that seems like a fair deal. And he pulls down a fifth off the wall. It's in a stone bottle, and someone crudely carved into the side of it the words "Stone Piss."
Nolan's gonna take a whiff of it.
It smells something between Everclear and jet fuel.
Okay. So get a little bit drunk just from a whiff of it. He screws it back on and he nods. I'll take that.
Don't drink it all in one place. You might go blind, or you might just die.
Maybe I should buy a
Way too cheap.
vial of antitoxin. One question. Do you have any pack animals that you would be willing to sell?
Can we turn the music down a little bit? I don't know if I can do that on my
You
phone.
can do that. Yeah.
You gotta. You can do it. You can lower the volume.
Just right click on
Yeah,
that.
the soundtrack.
He's on his
He's
phone.
using
He
his
can't
phone.
right click.
I got it. There we go. Fixed
His
it.
computer died on him.
Didn't die, it's just fucking Windows.
Doing
Wait,
thing.
quick question: is Discord lagging out as fuck for anyone else, or is it just me?
Just you.
Only every now and then, but you can reconnect to fix it.
No, I tried restarting it just then, but all of you still cut out and sound like robots.
It's
That pissed me off.
it's probably because it's probably just your connection because I'm connected just fine. I think. the
Yeah,
others are.
and
I was
And
having
Doc's on his
similar.
phone.
I'm having some issues. It is coming out periodically, but it's not like world ending. Like I can still understand everybody.
Okay.
Oh, but
But-
yeah, pack animals.
Yeah. Does he have any? Because the thing is, I know we can't take the cart into the dungeon with us, but taking a donkey to carry a whole bunch of food if we're gonna delve deep might be a good idea.
I do happen to have a spare donkey. His name's Dumb.
Dumb?
But Dumb. But he's a good ass. Very good ass.
I knew that.
He's
Would you be willing to part with him?
if you make a good offer.
I'll
Just
go
a-
have these on it with you.
So just FYI, in the book it says a donkey's only 8 gold pieces. So, all right, I'll offer you 10. 10 gold.
Give me a perception check.
Testing. Is my mic working?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh hey, 14.
Yeah, 10 seems fine. You just you keep him out of trouble. Be nice to him. He does startle somewhat easily.
Do you have blinders? You know what? I'll make some blinders. It's fine.
Okay.
Corey's gonna hand half
I
that
prefer
10.
to keep those in the bedroom.
Okay.
Corey's gonna hand 5 to Nolan.
Alright, thanks. Nolan
I didn't
nods.
say halvesies, and it's only fair.
Yeah. But yeah, and I will. I've actually been adding some other things to my inventory and subtracting the cost as we go along. It's some little things. Do you want me to let you know what I picked up?
If you want.
So 200 feet of silk rope, a block and tackle just in case we have to fucking move debris out of the way because it's a collapsed mountain. Grappling hook, a hooded lantern, and some oil.
Oh crap! I feel retarded. I also need to order a grappling.
And yeah, that's all I could really think of for now. But all that stuff started to weigh up, so that's why I wanted a donkey. So
Okay.
all right, I'm going to add donkey named Dumb to the. All right, that's what I got. I think I got what we need. Oh no, I'm also going to get a shovel because again, underground, and a pick because underground. Don't know how much we are going to need to dig.
Hole intensifies.
Yeah, pretty much. D&D Minecraft edition, right?
Yep. But yeah, do we need anything else? How are you doing?
I'm just going to buy some
Troll.
rations, some water, and 3 quivers of arrows.
That sounds good. I need...
Dude, I totally forgot the arrows were a thing.
Arrows are such a thing.
Do you have any ranged weapons there, McLean?
I can throw fire.
And
I
you
can
have
start
a-
flame
have
wars.
Do you have any ranged weapons, McLean?
Oh. No.
You may need ranged weapons, McLean.
Are you proficient
blank.
on any small things like a crossbow or a...
Let me see. I'm good at darts. I'll see if he has a few darts. Mentally, I'm just envisioning lawn darts, but I know that's not really what they look like.
Oh,
It is
they're
actually
like-
kinda what they look like.
They're pretty big.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me see how much darts are.
Do you know, in the late Roman era,
Oh yeah, I know what darts actually look like in reality. It's just that's what comes to mind when I think dart.
That's a dart.
but the fact that the Roman legions actually started carrying darts into battle is still kind of hilarious.
Well, I mean,
They're
imagine a dart coming at your face. I think it would...
Well,
it
the
would be
idea
more
is they were
effective
easy
than
to
we
mass
might
produce.
think. Yeah. They're effective. They're accurate. They a 3-inch steel piece of
I can't
Oh,
find
fuck,
out where
yeah,
the
right.
cost
going in your
of
eye would
darts
be
are.
a problem.
I can't find the cost of darts. I guess I'll have to ask him.
Yeah, there's no darts. There's crossbow bolts and blowgun needles, though.
How much are the crossbow bolts?
They're a gold piece for 20.
We'll call it the same price. And if you remember to, and this is a thing that I do, if you remember to police up your, to pick up your arrows or javelins or whatever it is that you're shooting at people, assuming they're not like buried in the body or you didn't shoot them off into a bottomless pit or something, generally you will be able to get them back if you remember to say you're going to go pick them up.
Oh, something cool I learned from actual real life experience. With a really high power bow, lots of times your arrows just kind of die after they hit something.
And
Yeah,
then
I've
you
broken
hit.
way too many arrows. Oh, okay, so I found the darts. They're supposed to be 5 CP a piece, and they weigh a quarter pound.
Nice.
So I guess, his name's Roach, right?
Roach.
Hey, Roach, you got any darts?
Do I ever? You just happen to be looking at one of the best darts players on this side of Hongsa. He hooks
Crap,
his
I forgot
thumbs
to-
in his suspenders and stretches them out.
Right. But do you have any you'll part with?
I am assuming you don't mean playing darts.
Not so
No. Not playing.
Oh. Okay, yep. I keep them in rolls of. I keep them in parcels of 20.
Okay,
It's gonna cost.
I guess I'll just go for 20.
It's gonna cost you a gold piece.
Sure, sounds fair.
Okay. I'll be. You just want 20?
Yep, 20 will be fine. I can't see a reason to carry too many more.
Okay. Here you go.
5 pounds. did that math so wrong.
Hey, Roach, do you have a bag of ball bearings?
Sort of snickers. Yeah. What do you want ball bearings for?
You never know when you need ball bearings. Like a good solid bag of 1,000.
How much do you
1,000?
think that costs?
Well, last time I spent 5 silver, but it's often listed as 1 gold.
A bag with that
Are they
1,000 is 1 gold. Yeah,
Yeah, it's 1
We
gold.
must be like
super tiny. Yeah.
we must be envisioning totally different things.
Oh, they're it's 2 pounds of ball bearings, or 1,000 of them, so they're pretty small. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're basically lead shot, except for not made of lead.
They're basically designed to make people trip and fall on them.
Yeah.
That just makes you kind of a jerk.
Well, if you're throwing them in front of some monster that's going to eat you, not so much.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you the 2-pound bag of ball bearings. It's gonna cost you 10 silver pieces.
10 silver pieces. You've got a deal, my friend.
All right. Pleasure doing business with you. So, you guys looking for anything else? You have some shiny things, some not so shiny things.
You have shiny things? Oh.
How shiny is shiny?
Depends on how shiny what you got in your pocket is.
Do you have any mirrors?
I'll grab a steel mirror. Yeah, if you got one.
Steel mirror?
Sure.
Oh, please tell me we aren't gonna do like that thing. Was it the Mummy or Indiana Jones, where they have like all the mirrors leading into a thing?
No, this is more like a mirror that you could hold out and look around a corner with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was envisioning way too large of a mirror.
No, like a palm-sized.
Oh, okay, like a signaling mirror.
Yeah. They're actually really useful when you're in a dungeon full of traps.
I would
Yeah.
Yeah, I just misunderstood.
I do have a few, but they're about 5 silver pieces apiece.
I'm fine with that.
All right.
I would take one of those.
I think I'm good. Honestly.
Yeah, me too. I
Gotcha.
mean, how many extra rooms do you have, Roach?
Well, I'm assuming that Chucklehead is going to come back in here. And, I only have 1 night's room, but, I have enough wood to keep the fire in here excuse me. I have enough firewood to keep the fire in here going all night, so you guys are welcome to, use this room, for the night.
That's
Oh,
fine.
thank you.
It'll be 3 gold pieces for each of you, though.
3 gold pieces to sit up in this room. I think I'll just go outside.
How about a gold? Oh. Yeah.
Give me a perception or a persuasion.
Who?
Well, we'll say he's gonna go outside.
Draxus, since he said
I was gonna offer 1 gold. So yeah.
I'll tell you what, either Draxus or Farrell can roll if you want to play persuasion.
Farrell, what's your persuasion?
My persuasion's 4 plus 4.
Mine's 6. Let me do it.
Yeah, you go.
Ah, shit.
How is the warlock more persuasive than the bard?
The warlock is charisma based.
Jeez. Yeah.
Isn't the
he
bard
has a valid point. Apparently not.
He's a beginner bard.
Apparently.
Apparently,
He's so strong, that's why.
I sneezed all over the gold piece in my hand.
He just sort of looks at it and he's like, I'll tell you what, 2 gold pieces.
I'll stay in here for 2 gold pieces.
I'll just yell deal and throw them at him.
Okay.
Farrell, are you still walking out?
I'm going outside to meditate for 4 hours.
Okay.
Because elves don't
you
actually
Have fun with
sleep.
the creepy elf dude who's outside on the bench.
You open the door and you see Osek standing there. looking in.
And I greet
Maybe.
him in Orcish.
It's
I
like,
speak
I need to get inside. Please to
Yes.
move.
I step aside.
He walks in. He sort of like fills the doorway as he walks through it. He's like, I will give you 5 gold pieces for room for rich man. And
Is anyone else feeling deja vu? Nolan says, right next to the big guy.
Roach is like, okay, that's the deal. I'm assuming that you're not the rich guy. This is correct. And he turns around and walks back out and shuts the door.
So wait, did you just accept the 5 gold pieces?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you could just keep saying no until he ponies up to 10, right?
Hey,
I know,
what's-
but I just got a lot. I'm just, after selling all that stuff to you guys, my balance book's looking pretty black right now.
What's EP?
Ebony pieces.
Oh, okay.
Pieces of wood?
Ebony.
Yeah, ebony's wood. Whatever.
Or am I thinking? No,
There's ebony from Skyrim is a metal, yes, but ebony in real life is a
glass.
wood.
is it? There's
Electrum?
another name then. Electrum. That's it.
Oh, okay.
So does anyone else have stuff they want to buy?
No, I got nothing. It's already late. The sun's already down.
Yeah. Should we just bed down for the night?
Come
Oh, yeah,
up to
I'll
the
put my-
old bill, like, the sun's getting real low, big guy.
I'll roll my bedroll out underneath the table.
Is the elf still looking forlornly outside on the bench?
Yeah, he's still kind of sitting there. After you see his head's kind of perked up just a little bit. He's sort of like watching HP's guys who have proceeded to they've put stones under the wheels of the cart so it doesn't go anywhere. One of them is walking the pack horse around that was pulling the cart, and the rest of them are setting up a communal tent.
I go up and say hello to the elf on the bench.
He sort of just looks up at you and he's like, "You caravan?"
That we are.
Where are you going?
Going to the place where there's not a mountain.
What the hell? Why the? Why?
Adventures, job, silver, gold, fame, fortune.
He starts shaking his head. He's like, "You must not be around here."
Are you from around here?
No, but I unfortunately have to come through here every once in a while, and I'll tell you what, I do it as responsible.
Why is it so difficult?
It's not difficult. It's this place. He points across the crossroads, and where on your side, you guys are on the western side of the crossroads, where there's there's plenty of pine trees and evergreens. They're all lush and green, and the further you look away, the denser it gets, and the distance looking into the woods, it just gets it's very quickly, you can't see very far. However, on the other side, you see that the trees are thinner. They're not as bulky, and very quickly looking in, they seem to get thinner. The amount of trees seems to get thinner and thinner, and the greenery gets less and less. And you get the feeling that if you stare long enough, you'd be like in the far distance, if the sun was up, you would probably see trees with no green on them at all, just sort of standing.
Do you know what
And-
happened over there to those trees?
Nothing really grows over there anymore. Not since the dwarves passed into memory, shall we say?
Just like the lightest way to describe genocide.
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing grows over there. Nobody goes over there unless they really, really have to. And those who do, they see things.
See things like what?
Things in the night sky that shouldn't be there. Things walking around that shouldn't be there.
Spirits or
And-
living creatures?
I don't know. One time, about a year ago, I was going up with a caravan, and we got hit by one of the wild tribes that sort of live in this area, and we got scattered, and I had no choice but to run into the woods about just like this, about 10 miles away. And I came across must have been like an old watchtower, something like that. There's not much left of it. It's just the base is still there. It was maybe 5 feet tall, and all the rest is just a pile of rubble around it. And I'll go over there, and I duck into it because I hear people running behind me. As I'm hiding in there, I hear something moving around inside the tower with me. And I went very still, and I could also hear people chasing me, getting closer. It was obvious where I had gone. I mean, it's this big open clearing in the woods. They come up, and I hear something big, something metal on metal clacking together, like metal armor, and I hear swords and shields clashing. I hear yelling, and when it was all over, I look up, and the humans that were chasing me were all dead. Just pieces everywhere, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just some adventurer running around. I don't know if it was some other human. I don't know. Maybe the only people no one really wears plate armor out here. No one can afford it. Those humans definitely can. Only people
Hey, Doug.
who ever made plate armor out here were dwarfs. Yeah. What's up?
I was putting the darts into the list of possible attacks, and what do you put for crit? It defaulted to 1d6, but I don't know if that's right.
I don't know what you mean.
When you add a weapon in the character screen, the type of attack being the dart, it asks
Should be-
for
should be
standard
a
damage,
range.
which is 1d4. Sorry?
just look in the compendium and drag dart over to your character.
Oh, I can do that?
Yeah.
Well, now I feel really dumb. That makes things so much easier. I'll
Yeah.
fix that. Sorry.
But it's not.
That does sound right.
But it's not for everything. But yeah. And when it shows like something like on crits, the plus 1d6, that's only for certain weapons. They actually add extra damage on a crit, and otherwise it's just double damage, I believe.
Sorry for bugging you there. I didn't know I could.
Yeah, no worries. It's everyone who is new to this does something like that, basically.
It's especially roll 20.
Yeah. Okay, so do we sleep for the night? Or wait, no, you were talking to that guy. He was trying to convince us to not go where we're going.
Sounds like ghosty dwarves.
Oh, sorry.
Over there. So I go back in the tavern and tell you guys what.
Okay, so haunted woods, possibly undead dwarves. Okay, this is a bit of a meta question. I know in 3.0 you needed different damage types to harm different undead. Like you needed bludgeoning to deal with skeletons and slashing to deal with zombies. Is that the same in this edition? Like, should I buy a bunch of different weapons of different damage types for that? If we think we're facing
No,
undead?
like undead or undead.
Okay.
So like, for instance, if you were a paladin, or if you had a weapon that did radiant damage is particularly effective against undead.
But bludgeoning, slashing, piercing, the dead, that doesn't matter as much.
No, that stuff should all still be effective. And
Okay.
if something is, however, if something is like ineffective or if they have a resistance to something, unless you know that off the top of your head, I'm not going to tell you.
Alright, I'm going to pick up an axe just in case. I assume he would have an axe, because they're pretty common. Just a battle axe.
You're asking Roach?
Yeah.
He's axing Roach.
Yeah.
I want to axe you something.
I've got a couple axes. I've got some long two-handed axes. I've got some one-handed axes. I even got this thing that's supposedly a three-handed axe, but I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's a
some chucklehead halfling sold it to me.
I'll just take a one-handed axe. 10 gold?
Okay. That sounds fair.
Okay. Just in case,
Just never know. There's ghosty dwarfs and they dying.
Oh my god, this thing's taking forever.
Alright. Are you just trying to stall us till you can get into roll 20? A little bit?
No, this is pretty much how I
Okay.
I run
This
D&D
is
like
how it's
one.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, because...
You roll several hours
So,
a session. That's
yeah,
not
so-
fast.
No, I was just wondering, because...
I'll get you guys as far as I can without being able to use the map or anything.
Mhm.
But once we actually hit the inside of the mountain, if my computer isn't cooperating, I guess we're gonna have to either call a pause or wait until our next session to actually go into the dungeon.
Okay.
Which I'm not too upset about, but we'll see. I'd like to try and get in there and at least get a little bit of combat in. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't leave the enemy without me. Someone's at the door.
Oh, can I can I spend part of the night making those blinders I wanted for Roach, so that, or not for Roach, for Dumb?
Mm-hmm.
Good old
Okay.
John.
It'll take you about an hour.
All right.
Yeah, so unless anyone's got any issues, do you guys plan on taking watches or anything?
Well, I'll meditate for 4 hours and then watch the rest of the night.
Okay. And then I guess
I'll be up for the first few hours, I assume, working on things.
no one's gonna be up for the first. So I guess Nolan's got first watch, and then So you want to do that for like 2 hours? for 4 hours, and then
I'll do it for 4 hours and then just.
Okay, so you're on first watch, and then
I don't
let
take
me
it.
see if I got your name right. Trellman.
Trellman.
Yep, and then Trellman will have the rest of the night. So okay, you guys sack out. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you guys just hear the sounds of the wilderness. You hear, the bugs doing bug stuff, birds doing bird stuff. The wind in the trees. Nothing particularly eventful happens. Trollman, when you wake up and you relieve Nolan, you can't help but notice that Roach, who is sequestered in his own little room, is definitely a snorer. Other than that, no big issues. Before the crack of dawn, the elf that's outside, him and his tent are packed up along with the rest of his guys who are with him, who are part of the caravan, and they are gone before the sun comes up. So when the sun comes up, you guys have all completed a long rest. And,
Okay, I'm back.
welcome back. You guys have completed a long rest, so if you guys... The way that D&D works is if you complete a long rest successfully, you get all of your hit points back, you get all your spell slots back.
I thought we only
then-
restored a certain number of hit dice. Like we actually rolled our hit dice to figure out how much.
That would be a short rest.
Oh, okay.
Long rest, you get it all back. So yeah, you guys wake up, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and Pilsner, Osek, and Hieronymus are all up at this point. Hieronymus is raring to go. You see him walk into the tavern by himself, which is the first you've really seen him like that, not without his orcish shadow with him. He's a very tall half-elf. He's got very long hair that's braided in the back. It's sort of blondish, but you do notice that it's starting to go gray in a very human-like way. The points of his ears are kind of not particularly pronounced, but he definitely carries himself very aloof. He definitely his nose is pretty high up in the air. And
Floating separately or what?
huh?
Floating separately?
No, he has his nose high up in the air because he's very aloof.
Okay, well, okay, fine. Got it.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah, he walks in. Roach is in there, like wiping down some plates. He's like, "Good morning. Can I get you something?" And Hieronymus is like, "Yes, breakfast."
Wait, did he just walk in from outside even though he stayed in the...
No, he came
No, he
from
walked
the back
in
room.
from a different door. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't... Okay, never mind. I wasn't here. Pardon.
Yeah, he.
That's all good. And he starts rattling off a very intricate breakfast menu. And strangely enough, Roach he's not like perturbed by it or like off-put by it. Like he's just actively writing it down. And the more he writes down, the more he seems to get excited because he seems to really enjoy cooking. And he's like, okay, he rattles off the price. It's a pretty ridiculous price because pretty much everything he's asked for is fresh food. And Hieronymus, just without missing a beat, just sort of like nods, accepts the exorbitant price that Roach gives him, and just sort of like strolls back out. And he sort of strolls back into the room he came from. Doesn't acknowledge you guys whatsoever.
Yeah, we're just the hired help. We don't need acknowledgement.
Hey, Roach, can you throw together some bread and honey while you're at...
Okay.
I'll take some of that pork from last night and some bread.
Oh,
I'll make a
okay.
sandwich.
Yes, sir.
I'll live
he
with the
throws-
warlock's having.
He throws the stuff together for you guys, and he's like, "You guys are pretty
Oh,
good.
sorry.
You guys are pretty good house guests last night. Breakfast is on the house."
Oh, thank you, Roach. You're kind. Here's 2 silver pieces just for you.
Oh, thank you.
Nolan gives him a thumbs up and tucks into his food.
While you guys are
Guys
eating,
is already feeling better about the adventure than all of you together.
while you guys are eating, Pilsner walks in. He's got. He looks a little cleaner than he did yesterday after coming in off the road. He's, wiped his face down. He's clearly brushed his coat out a bit. It actually has color to it now. It's like this rich, like sable black color. For sort of like gray with all the dust from the road. And he sits down next to you guys. He doesn't look nearly as exhausted as he did yesterday and put out. He's like, "All right, so you guys got everything you need?"
I think so.
Yep.
Nolan nods.
Looking at each one of you. All right. We are leaving as soon as the interns get the tent packed up, and as soon as Mr. Pellworm gets his dinner in, or his breakfast in.
So about noonish.
I would hope not. But
Nolan just has sort of a grin on his face.
Pilsner doesn't really smile. He's just very it's just neutral expression, just staring at you. He's like, "I hope to be there before dark. That's my goal." Once we get on the road, there's a trail that leads west from here at the crossroads. I think some of the interns were looking at it last night, and I think they believe that this intersection of 2 trade routes used to be an intersection of 3. I think one of them dug down so far that they actually found like cobblestones in the dirt. So obviously there used to be another road here, so we'll be following the cut of that into the creepy woods. Yeah, so get your food in you, get your stuff packed up, and hopefully we are out of here within an hour.
Nolan
guys
finishes
have
his
any-
food and packs everything up onto Dumb.
Do you guys have any questions of me?
Just don't leave without us.
Is anyone else going into the dungeon with us, or are you guys just going to leave us at the entrance?
Who's gonna come with
yeah.
us? The interns?
The intention is for everyone to enter though you guys will obviously be tasked with clearing a path ahead of everybody and neutralizing any threats, spraying any traps, the things that we pay you for.
Gotcha.
That actually gets a smile out of them.
Yeah.
The idea of one of you guys getting splatted by a portcullis or something.
Corey's gonna start rolling up his bedroll.
Is anyone here actually proficient
Think of
with
it
thieves'
as
tools? I really
We have
hope
a
so.
distinct lack of rogue in this party.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what the interns are for, right?
I have a proficiency in halfling.
We'll just send when we suspect there's a trap, we'll send the intern on ahead, wait for a MIDI thunk, and then continue on.
That works.
Just remember, there's only 6 of them.
Well, we'll have to use them.
You have to use them sparingly. Definitely get a resource.
Alright, so
Don't run out of interns.
you guys get your shit packed up.
On a donkey.
Yep, you guys get your stuff. Is everyone loading their stuff on the donkeys? Or on the donkey?
Yeah, all the extra. I figure all the extra stuff can go on.
Okay.
The extra food, extra.
Are
Like,
you gonna keep your new flush supply of coinage on the donkey too? you
no,
guys putting that in the cart?
I'm not.
I'm putting it on the cart
Okay.
because this donkey is known for running away. Also, gonna try on the new blinders.
All right.
Well, put them on the donkey. I'm not gonna put them on.
There's an animal handling check, isn't there?
No, I don't think so. The animal. Oh.
There's an animal what?
Yeah, there's an animal handling skill, but
Yeah.
Wasn't sure if there was a check for it or not.
not for putting on.
Yeah.
stuff,
Give
I
me-
don't think.
Give me a dexterity check then.
Clicked it. There we go. 15.
All right. Yeah. Dumb doesn't really struggle or anything like that. You've got those things on there in like a minute.
Cool.
Shakes his head a little bit, but he settles down, and you now have one ass with blinders.
Yay.
All right. So if no one's got any other issues, the expedition sets out,
Tally
and
ho.
you guys take off. The sun is it's still relatively morning. It's still relatively early in the morning. The sun hasn't climbed too high into the sky yet. Temperature's good. You guys start walking. How do you guys want to array yourselves on this road? The road's about 8 feet wide.
Nolan should take the lead, and I'll take second. Sound good?
Yeah, I can take third.
Okay. And then it's gonna be the cart and the interns in the back.
Interns get to ride the cart. Jerks.
No,
Interns don't get to ride in the cart.
they're just walking
Oh,
behind.
I heard you.
Also, who's leading donkey?
Who has the highest wisdom skill or wisdom stat?
That would be me.
You get to lead the donkey.
Oh, if that's the case, I'm riding on the donkey.
I mean, you probably could. I don't think our stuff weighs that much.
I don't think
I'm also a 42-pound halfling.
Yeah.
The perfect choice.
You know what? Hell with it. Give me Clan, give me an acrobatics check.
You have to tell me what to roll for that.
It's a skill. Click
Everything's
the
a
skill.
D20.
You
Okay.
just click the
you
skill
guys-
in your character sheet.
I got 4.
All right. So
But hold on, McLean. When you go into your character sheet, you see all those skills. You just click one of them, and it'll automatically roll it and add all your stats and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like watch.
Look at
Okay,
Right, just click
cool.
persuasion.
I
Look
still
at
got a 4 the first time, but I didn't know it did that.
Yeah.
no, it's fine. So you got a 4. So you keep trying to hop on this donkey, and all of the random shit that you guys have like strapped to the side of it is just impeding your process, and you take one more like leap to try and like climb onto it, and you just fucking fall off. Just
No,
land flat on
fine.
your ass.
Nolan's just gonna lift him up like a child onto the damn donkey.
All right, so
Corey's going to stare at Nolan with resentments, and then go back to riding the donkey.
Alright, so congratulations, you are on top of the donkey. However, being a pack animal, it does not have stirrups. And
I actually
Balls.
bought a bit and hold on, the thingy.
okay, so you do have a bridle.
Bit and bridle. So I mean, it doesn't have a saddle, but
It doesn't have a saddle, but you do have a bit and bridle. But you can't get your legs really around it to get control of it because of all the shit on it, and you don't have any stirrups. So you're sort of like trying to like hold on to like the packages.
I imagine
the
he's
bridle
like
at the same
cross-legged on top of a box or something.
Don't go fast.
All right, that's it.
I guess as long as we don't go too quick, things won't get.
All right, so you guys start walking, and just as Trellman, figured, within an hour of walking down the road, all the trees have, the greenery sort of thinned away. The trees are now they're like 10, 15, 20 feet apart in places, sometimes even further. And there's less and less vegetation the further you go. There's really no undergrowth. It's just, after a couple hours, it's just barren dirt and dead trees. By midday, you guys have been going uphill pretty much the entire time. By midday, you get to the top of the ridge that you guys have been climbing, and as you guys crest the ridge, you are looking down into a valley, a very large valley, probably like 15 miles across, something like that. And
That's a valley.
And within a few miles of you guys is the edge of this very large mountain. And, well, it used to be a very large mountain. Now it is a very wide, it still has a very wide base, but there's just, like, it goes up, and then
Kind of like Mount St. Helens style.
It goes up and sort of like flattens out almost like a plateau, and then there's just like this huge like rubble pile on top. Like it collapsed in on itself, and then there's like another peak. It's almost like someone like, so the way it looks, it almost like someone shaved off like part of the mountain and just put the cap back on top. That's sort of how it looks.
Okay.
Not like clean cut and everything, but like obviously.
Cake in a centrifuge.
Yeah, kind of. And as you guys look around, there is nothing moving whatsoever. It's just all dead.
Nice and peaceful.
Happy land.
There, from your vantage point, let me see if I can. From your vantage point, there are.
Sorry.
You see closest to you. You see this circle kind of encircling the mountain, like something cut into the ground. It sort of disappears around the edges of it because you can't see all the way around it. And it looks like this zigzag line that makes its way all the way around it. And then closer to the mountain, you see what looks like pillars sticking up, and one or two of them still have bits of wall connecting them. And that's what you see from about 3 miles away. And the road you guys have been following continues down the mountainside and heads straight for the zigzag line in front of you.
We still following the wagon?
We're in front of the wagon.
I don't know, you tell me. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna ready my bow and forward.
Okay, let's move forward.
Okay, so you guys come down off the ridge line, start descending.
What was that? You're breaking up a little bit.
You guys are coming down the ridge line.
For safety's sake, I'm gonna dismount.
That's probably wise.
As I fall onto my face.
The closer you get, you realize, like, it's just completely silent where you guys are. You don't hear.
I'll be right back,
the
guys.
The wind isn't blowing at all. It's just still. You don't see any birds in the sky. It's just like nothing comes out here. Even the weather avoids this place. When you finally reach that zigzag line that you saw from a distance, you sort of lost sight of it when you got up more on the level ground. You finally come up to it and you realize that that line that completely encircles the mountain is now a 4-foot deep trench.
Huh. Can you be more?
Somebody-
It's 4 feet deep, but how wide is the trench?
Trench is about 4 feet wide at the moment. And if you want more information, you are going to have to give me a history check. Somebody in the party.
A history check?
Yep.
Sure. I didn't even know a history check was it. I
Yeah,
got
so
nothing for you, dude.
You got nothing? Yeah, you don't have any fucking clue what you're looking at there, Corey.
What kind of check? I'm sorry. History?
History.
Got
Oh, never mind.
Can't see it. It's behind the thing.
You have 8. It says 18 and then 4, and I don't know why there's.
Okay, it's because of the advantage disadvantage thing I talked about. So you don't have advantage, so you just take the first one.
Okay.
Sorry,
Alright, so
I'm
it was
back.
18.
18. Yeah, there it is.
Alright, so, yeah, so you grew up, I don't know what elvish kingdom you've come from, but obviously elves definitely remember this moment in their history, and even if they don't want to, even if they're not proud of it, even if they don't really talk about it anymore, it is something that they're aware of, and you remember stories about how they completely encircled the mountain in a trench network, and the trench was deep enough for an elf to be completely concealed within it. So it was like originally 6 feet deep, and it wound its way all the way around the entire mountain.
Trench warfare at its finest.
And that's what you guys are standing over right now.
Can we cross over it relatively easily?
Yeah, it's only 4 feet deep now and 4 feet
Okay.
wide. Yeah. You see some of the interns like sort of walking over, and they like start like measuring it and like taking notes, and like one of them's like poking like a stick into the dirt in the trench, and like they're like starting to break tools out, and Hieronymus is like, we did not come here for the trench network. We came here for the mountain. And they sort of like hang their heads and like get back on, put all their stuff back in the cart.
Alright, continuing on.
All right, so you
Unless
guys
anyone
managed
else
get
wants
over
to do something in the trench.
I mean, not really. It's basically a tomb.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you
Don't
guys
trust it.
get over it pretty easily. Wagon has a little bit of an issue, but it manages to get over with enough intern power applied in the right place, and maybe a quick cuff over the ears to remind them of their duty, or at least their position in the world. And the cart gets over. You guys are starting to go uphill now, from the trenches back up towards the, sort of like starting to work your way up the slope of the mountain. And directly in front of you, you see a large pile of rubble. You actually see 3 piles at this distance. One is almost certainly a tower on your right, and one on the left may have been a tower. but it's in pieces. It's just a rubble pile. And then there is another much smaller pile laying in front of it, and it's sort of like a triangular pile. You guys can't really make out what it is at this distance.
What do you think? Should we head towards the triangular pile or the tower?
Well, the triangular pile is mostly just debris. The tower is actually an intact tower. It might have more stuff in it.
Yeah.
I mean, if we go to the triangular pile, we're probably just going to find broken stuff.
Well, then let's head to the tower.
Yeah.
To the tower.
To the tower.
Okay.
Even though all my RPG instincts are saying to check the pile because, you know, it's the side path. There's going to be loot there.
Bother to build a pile.
Yeah. But I shouldn't think like that. It's hard.
So you guys go to the tower. Give me an investigation check, somebody.
Investigation.
I'm not the person you want to do the investigation check.
Oh, just one person is allowed to? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, all three of you if you want. We'll see what you guys find. Yeah, I like that idea. All three of you roll.
Ooh!
Well, I
rolled
assume
a little
Farrell
better.
knows what's up.
Just saying.
Let's get the low roll first. Who rolled low?
Corey.
I rolled the lowest.
What'd you get?
9.
9.
9. All right. Yeah, dude. It's a tower. It looks like shit. You really don't want to go in there.
Okay.
You just sort of like sit down on a rock and just sort of watch everyone else look around. Who's next?
That would be Nolan. He only got a 10. So.
Nolan, you got a 10. Yeah, you start walking around the inside of the tower. There's really nothing there, and quickly lose interest in you. You're just sort of aimlessly looking at the rocks, going, "What the fuck am I doing?" And then Farrell, you rolled what?
22.
22. So you're walking around, you're looking, and you find like there's like a spiral staircase like leading up to where the top used to be, and you start walking up it, and it sort of stops at a landing where it should continue on, but rubble, and you find a fairly recent dead body, maybe like a week old. Human.
So you said a week old?
Yeah. Human. Probably like a caravan guy, and he's got a spear sticking out of his back, and clutched in his hand is a leather pouch with 24 gold pieces in it.
Okay. Take the pouch.
Straight up grave robber.
Nothing happens.
She's
That-
dead.
We're
I respect-
adventurers. We're
That's
grave
what
robbing
we
is
do.
basic art.
Open the
Yeah.
box. Open the box. I inspect the spear. For
Okay. It looks crudely made. The tip that's sticking out of what's little of it is sticking out of his back. Looks like it's like crude iron. Not particularly well made. Yeah, it's not an impressive spear at all.
Probably why they left it there.
Are there any hints of other entrances at this level? At the top? Of the
There's nothing else you see in the tower. It's just a ruin.
Okay.
At your vantage point, however, if you look over at the mountain, you see that sort of in a line from the road that you guys took and the pile that's sitting there. If you follow that line to the mountain, there is a it almost looks like a cave or a not quite a doorway, but it looks like a opening or a fissure into the
Can I make a request? Can we change the music? Because this is actually putting me to sleep. I'm sorry. I'm trying to focus on what you're saying, but I'm like,
I mean, you still sound super roboted to me, but I'm making out enough to be useful.
Yeah, I turned it down because it's really scrabbly right now on my end.
And you look with your computer, Doc.
I'm at 98%,
oh sweet.
Ooh, almost there.
so almost there.
Watch it's 98% done. And then it says installing update 2 of 74.
Alright, so what do you guys want to do next?
486.
Oh, well, I assume the caravan's still getting close to the mountain.
So I'm gonna come down and tell everybody what I saw, and suggest that we head towards that dark spot that looks like an opening in the direction of the pile of rubble.
I have a question. Can I look at the spear tip and use my blacksmithing knowledge to try and figure out, like, would I know any particular tribes that make them like that? Because, blacksmiths can generally tell the... Look, should I make a blacksmithing roll?
Yeah, I don't know what that would constitute, but
I have the blacksmithing skill, so it just...
Right there.
Yeah,
all right, cool.
Or not.
Yeah, roll for it.
I did. I got an 18. Sorry, I forgot you can't see.
Yep. I'm logging back into my computer right now. So you look at it, and it's definitely almost childish in design. You are reasonably sure that this probably came from one of the hill tribes of wild humans that inhabit this region. They probably attacked the caravan, and one particularly ballsy raider chased this dude all the way here and killed him.
Okay, so I'm gonna warn everyone. Alright, the hill tribes have apparently killed someone very recently around here, so be on your guard, and when we make camp, we're going to need to set sentries.
Okay.
I'm mainly directing that towards us and the bodyguard guy of the wizard.
Oh, makes sense to me.
Alright.
Shall we move on?
Well, do we want to check the triangular wreckage? Well, let's check it. Let's check it. It's gonna bug me otherwise.
Check the triangle.
Okay. All right. So you guys are walking over to it, and a beholder pops out.
I don't know what a beholder is.
I'm just kidding.
Okay! I was just like,
Wow, he's just gonna kill his beginners right now.
TPK! So just FYI, McLean, a beholder is like a combat rating 13 monster or something, which means it needs a full party of level 13 adventurers to take one down.
Oh, and it's really creepy looking too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're literally crazy. Like they're born insane.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Oh, okay.
And how they reproduce is one literally thinks another one into existence, like in its dreams. It's kind of
So,
weird.
what really happened?
So you guys walk up to it, and at about 30 feet or so, you guys finally figure out what the fuck it is you're looking at. You're looking at a pyramid of dwarven helmets with skulls in them.
Oh,
What tier?
that's not.
And it's about, at the base, it's about 10 by 10.
I'd like to point out, if it's a pyramid, then it's inherently 10 by 10 by 10. Math.
If it's a perfect pyramid. But anyways, so pyramid of dwarf skulls. Blood from the blood
And-
god. Okay, so I feel like we shouldn't disturb this. I feel like that's going to get us cursed. So
Yeah.
I'm
That's a bad idea.
gonna go back to the caravan.
Okay, so target practice might be a bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do it. You're not staying in the camp with us tonight if you do.
It sounds to me like there's dwarf ghosties around, and we don't want to wake up the dwarf ghosties if we can possibly help it.
Yeah, let's let the interns wake up the dwarf ghosties.
Oh god, they're gonna go over there with their measuring sticks and stuff.
Of course they are.
They're gonna pull one out and look at it. It's gonna cause the entire pile to.
Let's not
So-
tell them.
You guys turn around and the caravan is literally right behind you.
Ugh.
Nice.
And you see the interns are already.
Ready to action. I'ma slap the hand of whatever intern reaches for it.
Can
one's
I
like,
try to
"But-
persuade
but-"
them to not touch the skulls?
Did you
One
not?
point like this giant protractor out.
There are dwarf ghosts around here. That is a pile of dwarf skulls. What do you think is going to happen to the dwarf ghosts if you disturb that pile? They're gonna eat your face, okay? That's what's going to happen. You are going to lose your face.
Okay, all right, stop yelling at me, God.
I kind of wish I was on video for that. I was being very emphatic.
I'm just here because I need an elective.
You're passing grade, don't worry, kid.
Okay, let's move on and find something less spooky for you to measure.
Wasn't there a second tower?
There's a collapse tower. Or a bunch of
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I'm going to. My computer's back up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to transition back into computer me. So
All right, I call Elvish potty break. I'll be back.
Yeah, actually.
very well.
Oh, I have animal handling as a skill. Hijacks.
And you all die.
And we're waiting for Doctor. He's fighting a war with his computer at the moment, I think.
I've won my war with my computer. Can you not hear me?
Huh?
I'm back.
away here.
Oh, I can hear you. You're just quiet.
Yeah, well, I just.
Oh, look, there's your dock on the screen.
Oh, there I am. Alright.
I am returned.
So,
Awesome.
to give you an idea.
Testing.
I can hear you. So
Yeah, but who said I
that's
can hear you?
Doc.
We
You
can hear
sound like you're across the room or something.
you. He's holding something in between him and the microphone. So I saw that
Microphone on the headset.
you do know you can import your own images into Roll20 to use, right?
I know. I have to get around to doing it.
Okay.
I can do better. It's just this is what I'm working with. But so yeah, like this is where you guys are right now.
Okay.
That's the file.
Alright.
Pile, and it looks like there's a cave. I can't hear you anymore, though. You're not coming through on the mic.
We're
Okay.
looking for a cave?
Well, no, but it looks like there's a cave right to our left. Or,
How
well,
about now?
I
you
can
guys
hear you.
me now?
Can't hear you.
I can hear you. You're just quiet, but I got cranked up.
Yep, you've gone away again.
How about now?
Can hear you.
Yeah.
Because both the Roll20 Discord will work.
Now you've cut out again. Did you turn off a Roll20's voice? You really need to do that. It's buggy. Okay.
It,
So now it's just Discord being a dick.
you guys might boost me or something.
Oh, you're not. For me, you're not going quiet. You're not. It's not picking you up. It stops in the middle of a sentence.
Okay. Give me a second. I'll set it. How about now?
Say something. Say a longer sentence. Just start describing where we can go now.
Butter. The
Yeah, I
big
see-
brown fox jumped over the lazy dog.
Yeah, that works. Okay.
Never run with scissors.
So,
Always run with scissors.
Alright, so you guys have made it all the way to that tunnel. Or you guys you've seen the pile of heads, you've yelled at the
Interns.
who are about ready to start measuring shit. 8 HP. He's sort of like taking notes in a notebook right now of what he's seeing, because he knows better than to actually touch it. And he points at the cave and he says, "Yes, go over there and investigate."
all right. Now let's
I might as well head on in first.
Okay. I mean,
Alright.
Gotta earn our pay, right?
So. Yeah.
I was gonna have Nolan go first, but if you want to go first, all right.
My person is labeled as brave
Alright. Brave goes.
for some reason.
I assume it's probably dark in there, so Nolan is going to light his lantern and attach it to his belt.
Alright, give me 1 second. I'm
Turns, I totally should have thought of lanterns.
moving you guys.
Really, only one person needs to worry about it. That's why I made sure to pick up a lantern and some extra oil.
Okay.
Also, you have an elf who has low light vision, and you're a halfling, and so I think you have low light vision. So I'm really the only one who's fucked in darkness.
And I can
Where would
also
that be
make,
listed?
I can make lights with one of my spells as well.
Yeah.
Cantrip that makes dancing light, so we've got a lot of lights.
How do you know if that's like a thing that you can do?
It's in the halflings list of stuff. Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Now, let me. You guys have.
Oh, no,
you guys
What?
have avatars?
Yeah, I do.
have what?
Avatars. So if you drag your your character sheet onto the map, it'll put a token there. You'll notice that Nolan and Trellman, we both have custom avatars we've imported from our computers. You can do that to yours if you open up your page, hit edit, and you'll see like an avatar thing to the left. You can just upload an image to there.
Okay, I'll have to find it first,
Yeah.
but I'll leave that there for now.
Yeah. I actually managed to find a hexblade with a hammer for mine, so...
That's fine.
So, is this the area we're coming from? Like,
So what you guys are looking at is I couldn't fill it in, or at least I didn't figure out how to, but the sort of like jagged part on the left-hand side of the screen.
yeah.
That is the hole you came through,
Okay.
and you guys find yourselves in this small room. It's each one of these blocks is about 5 feet square.
And I assume this is a caved-in portion.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything around you is stone. It is dark in there, and on the left side and the front, there appears to be like it's elevated, so it's like probably about 8 feet above you. There is like it's sort of like if this is the roof, it sort of like comes in and then comes up, so there's almost like another level before
Okay.
it gets the actual roof, which is well above you, like another 10
Okay.
Are we looking at this top down or from the side?
top
What?
down.
Top down.
Okay.
Is Trellman, do you want to drag your character onto?
Oh, yeah. Do I,
Yeah.
do I drag it from the bottom?
You just grab your name and drag it onto the... Yeah, like I just did with you.
There we go.
So,
Where'd it go?
I just... Because I did that, I'm not sure if you would have control of it. You try to do it.
Okay. It doesn't want to come up.
You're grabbing it from the list of the right side of the screen to...
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Well, you managed to move your character out of the characters menu, but...
That was me.
Okay. So just, if you see it under characters in the right-hand screen, click on it, hold it, drag it.
Yeah, it's under the journal tab.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay, now I gotta get rid of that. I need to go. Click. Clicky. Come on, click.
Anyways,
Within the rubble.
I've lit my lantern, so what can I see through there?
Okay. So I couldn't get doors to work perfectly in this because they didn't want to like go on the lines. They wanted to be in the center of every grid. So if you see green dots, that indicates the left and right hand. So they're
Okay.
Oh, I see. So, okay.
Alright, so that's
mean-
there are 3 doors here?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Can we all make some perception tests on the doors to see if we can tell if they're trapped just offhand?
Sure. That seems like a great idea. I'm rolling.
Okay, I have fuck all perception, but I'll try.
Okay, who rolled which? You had 10 and a 7.
I kind of,
We
20.
have 20, a 13, and a 16.
Alright. Oh, so that's in the chat.
yeah.
20, 13. What's the number on the right?
So
That's the
For-
disadvantage?
an advantage or disadvantage. If you have that, then you use both numbers. Otherwise, you just use the first number.
Got it. Okay. So, Farrell, when you're looking around, you see the 3 doors. Each door, they all seem fairly decrepit. The doors left and right are wooded. They appear bolted shut. The door in the middle is of a metallic construction. You do see a keyhole, and obviously you don't see any obvious traps. When you look around at the elevated area, though, you do see slits, vertical slits in the walls above you.
Arrow slits, huh?
Well, normally just have holes for arrows. Slits normally indicate that there's going to be a much larger blade coming for you.
Oh, it could be.
Slits are pretty common construction.
I mean, either way, you don't want us to get stabbed by anything.
Yep. So, do these doors, are the hinges visible on our side, or no?
The hinges are they are visible.
Okay. So I have two options. I brought a lot of gear with me. So I can use my blacksmithing tools to try to take apart the hinges, and we can just open the doors that way. Or I could bring out a sledgehammer, and we could just stand where I am here and swing at the doors and bash them in.
I'm just going to stand back.
Why don't you try to do the hinges?
Alright. I'm going to use my blacksmithing tools to try to do the hinges. Undo the hinges. You know what I mean. Ooh, nice. 17.
Alright, that was your blacksmithing tools?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I would get a bonus from using blacksmithing tools to take apart the hinges, but...
So, yep, so you can take them apart. The door on the left is the one you start on first, and you quickly tap out the bolts on the hinges, and the door is now the only thing holding it upright is the locking bar.
Alright, I just sort of start shifting it to try and get it to open and slide the locking bar out as I move the door in.
Okay, yep, the door slides out of its hole, and you are now looking at a set of steps going.
Alright, I will work on the other door next, just to get them both open so we can explore.
Okay, you get
He just loves blacksmithing too much.
What?
He's a good
you get the other door open the same way. It's as easy as the first one. This one also has a set of stairs going up, but it's rough.
Okay. I guess left it is.
To the left.
Yep. You guys want to fall in behind me?
Yep.
Alright.
I've been stepped on.
Oh, there's enough room for both of us. I'm thin, you're small.
Okay, so you make it around the corner. You're now
I ended
looking
up in the
at
back again.
a long rectangular hallway that terminates at the far wall. There is no door. You do see light coming through the arrow slits. You can sort of see in the room just through them. And you see racks on the wall to the right that probably would have had bows in them originally, but all you see now are like rusted arrows laying on the ground with arrowhead.
They're all rusted, so none of them are steel. They're all like iron of some kind.
What? Steel rusts?
They've been sitting here for 1,500 years.
Well, steel doesn't rust very fast unless you actually apply an acidic solution to them.
1,500.
Yeah, okay,
years.
fine.
A lot of many years.
Okay.
Do you, if you really want, you can individually check out the arrows and see if there's any arrows.
I will look at the arrows. I'm an arrow kind of guy. What do I need? A perception?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not very perceptive about those arrows.
Okay.
Nope.
I mean, I can scope it out.
And you don't want tetanus, so
Tetanus is for the... I can't find my perception button. There it is. Only 10.
Yeah, those are Hero's Breath, and you don't see any that look serviceable.
I
I don't have a bow anyways.
I look through the slits in this thing and see if there's like from above if I can see any other indications of like something that might get us through this door would be great.
You see drag marks on the ground that like they had like somebody had dragged something metallic, like a lot of something metallic, back out of the way you guys came in.
Oh.
There's like scratches along the metal or the stone floor.
Does it look like something that might have been made to be on rails, like or like maybe a battering ram kind of dealy?
It looks more like it looks more like they were just like dragging a lot of something out, and it doesn't seem to have been in an organized way.
Okay.
Scrap haulers.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will. Since Trellin's there, you want to try the steel door?
Yep, let's try the steel door. Absolutely.
Someone just started up a computer.
I'm trying to fix my son's Mac.
Oh.
Sounds like fun.
What do I need to try a door?
I mean, you can just see if it's open for one.
Oh, well,
Yeah, obvious question. Is it locked?
Yeah. You
how's
there, Doc?
that door? I rolled a 16.
Okay. Yes. Are you trying to pick the door? Or are you trying to bash it in?
I'm just trying to check out the door, see if it looks like it's just locked and open. And
Okay. This door is of a superior construction and of a much more logical design. The latches are, or the hinges are all on the inside, so you just knock the hinges out and pull the door open. There is a keyhole, however. There doesn't seem to be any obvious weaknesses in the frame. It does appear to be though two doors that like swing into the next one if you were able to.
I could. Let me look at my spells. I've got a spell called Thunder Wave.
I don't.
But you would have to leave the room.
Yeah,
Okay,
I know how
well-
shockwaves work.
Yeah, you got to be outside.
I'm just like it's probably that's a first level spell, right?
Yeah.
Don't burn a first level spell on this. That we will need that for if we get into a fight. Do you have any cantrips that might be useful?
No, I've just got nothing to work with this.
Okay, so two options. One, I can bring out my sledgehammer and go to town on this thing. It might take a while. We might not be able to get in because this is a well-constructed door, and it might not work. But it might be something to try. Two, we all make a firing line back here and throw whatever cantrip damaging spells we can at it, and just melt it down. Which one do you want to try?
I'll throw some fire its way.
Okay.
No one's gonna try to like pick the lock or anything like that?
None of us have thieves'
I don't
tools.
have a lockpick.
None of us have thieves' tools.
No thieves here.
Sorry, dude.
Wait!
You
What? Didn't you get thieves' tools as a spy?
Technically, all I have are forgery tools.
You can make a fake.
I can try to convince the door that I'm allowed to be here if it makes you feel better.
Okay, let's
It's not going to be of much use.
All right, I'm gonna throw. I'm gonna throw an Eldritch Blast at it and see if it even scratches the thing.
Okay.
What's the max damage on Eldritch Blast?
Right now, 10. It's 1d10.
Okay.
How do you make a 10-sided die?
It's really easy.
Like that.
Okay, so I need to make a ranged touch attack. Is there a button for that on the sheet somewhere?
I have no idea. I've never used it
Okay,
before. You click one of your spells and like you cast or something.
Well, that's what I got when I clicked the spell, the thing in the chat right now. I'm actually going to make a weapon called Eldritch Blast, and I will just roll that. Damage 1d10 plus blank. Type untyped.
You could. I just clicked. Oh, that just tells me what it does.
Yeah, that's what I got the first time. 1d10, no saving throw. So yeah, why did that not take the name? All right.
Yeah, I got a D8. I don't know what the attack modifier does.
The attack modifier?
Yeah, it's like a plus or like a 1 or something next to your attack.
Oh shit. So I
Yeah.
hit.
So you roll an attack dice plus the 1.
And that's probably like whatever your skill is in that particular area. Just adding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out how to roll damage. Sorry, it's not. Why is it not rolling damage? Come on, roll damage.
Hey, you're rolling a
There it
D20.
is. Okay, so I
There
did
you
two. I did 2 force damage. What I had to do is when you roll the attack, it'll come up with another link below it, and you click that link to get the damage. So 2 damage from my Eldritch Blast. Is anyone else going to try to throw something?
I'll produce flame.
You throw Eldritch Blast at it, and you see the door like run back and forth.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I hit produce flame.
So that will give you the description. So you can click. Okay, yeah, there you go.
Right.
And then you click the produce flame link in that thing you just made. 8 fire damage. Nice.
All right, you toss your fireball, your little baby fireball at it,
It is a baby fireball.
Oh, no, baby.
and somehow the flames, like I don't know, boil the surface of they scorch the surface of the metal door.
Yeah. Does it damage it, or it just looks like a little smoky now?
It's burnt on the side now.
Okay.
Burnt on the side.
You
Okay,
burnt, you burnt the paint off. Good job.
nicely
Skill.
done. All right, I'll try my true strike.
No, True Strike. Isn't that a first level spell?
That's right. You extend
No.
your hand and point a finger, target your magic.
No.
Oh.
So that will just make you hit a target.
That's great. I will really hit that target well now.
Oh, do you have any
It'll
cantrips?
give you
That's
It'll give you advantage on your first attack roll against the target.
Yeah, so
Wait, sorry, I missed the part. Have you guys actually confirmed that it's locked?
yes.
yeah, we don't have a key, and we don't have anybody to pick the lock.
So otherwise that would be really fucking funny.
I could
Okay.
try to pick it with a dart, but
Okay.
I don't think that'll help.
Okay. Farrell, what cantrips do you have?
Okay, I have.
Don't use first
True
level
Strike.
spells on this thing.
Right. Yeah. All I got is True Strike, Dancing Lights, and Mage Hand.
Okay. True Strike's a cantrip?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I thought. All
I
right.
don't know.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Okay. You can't really help us with that. Let's throw a few more of our. You produce some more flame. I'll throw some more Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
What
Oh,
what skill do you need to pick a lock, even though we're not thieves?
You need proficiency with thieves' tools
Oh,
specifically.
I know.
You have to have the thief tools. Okay.
I'll hit it with fire right before you hit it, so that it's softer.
Sure. And roll the damage.
It did basically nothing. Good luck.
You did fuck all. Let's hit it one more time, see if it does anything. I assume it does nothing, Doc, right?
What are you hitting it with? Fire again?
Well, we've hit it with fire and Eldritch Blast again, and now he's hitting with fire again, and I'm doing another Eldritch Blast.
Alright, so that time, you actually hear something break inside the door when you hit it with Eldritch Blast.
And watch, it's just jammed now.
Eldritch sounds like someone's name.
Eldridge would be. Is it still closed?
I don't know, you tell me.
I'll go check it.
Go push the door open.
Okay.
Or try.
I don't know how I check it. I mean, I guess I have to
push
walk
on
through
it. Push on
It's a
it.
door, it should open in. So just push.
Yeah,
So,
I will push it. Yeah, you can't have hinges on the inside and have it open outward.
No, well, unless
Think
you
about
have
it,
a
that's
weird
true.
unless you have a really weird internal hinge system.
It could be double hinges.
these are dwarves we are talking
Okay,
So-
well, I will attempt to push the door open.
about. Okay, you attempt to push the door open, and the door swings open.
Cool.
And
Yay, we opened the doors.
little locky bits fall out as the door separates.
So it can't be locked. All right.
Do we get experience points for breaking the lock?
Our first encounter,
I don't have the lamp. Who has the lamp?
I do. You want me to go first? Yeah.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Would you stop stepping on me?
I'm stepping beside you.
All right.
It's a 5-foot wide thing.
Just get off of me, please.
All right, fine. There you go.
Stepping on the little guy.
Oh,
Alright, so,
what was that old 2D game back in the 80s?
so as you guys enter this room, Nolan, you see a much larger door that stands about 8 feet tall, double doors. It's made of
You cut out after the word of.
His brain cut out.
yeah, it's a momentary rush of brain. I apologize. So you're a blacksmith. You know metals, right?
Yep.
This door's made out of mithril.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Blasting it's not gonna do much. That being said, that door is going to pay us like way more than that
We'll just
wizard
take the door and
will.
go home.
Yeah.
Who needs the rest of the adventure? We'll take the door.
Does anybody want to give me a perception check?
Yes, please.
I'll give you a perception.
Well, let's all do perception.
What?
There you go.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I'm not even gonna bother. I'll just step back.
Yeah, so Corey, since you're standing in the back, you sort of like look over to your left and you're staring into, like directly into Norwich arrow slits. That little outcropping in the wall right there, on
Yes.
all three sides it has arrow slits.
I just don't feel safe standing where I'm standing anymore.
I feel like I'm in the only safe space in this room.
And as you guys look at the giant mithril door, it has a ornate carving on it. I'll get an image of it for you later, but it has the image of a very intricate carving of a dwarf with a crown, and he has a ornate teardrop-shaped kite shield that has like light beams radiating out from it. And what languages do you guys speak?
Orc and Elvish.
Abyssal
I got halfling, druidic, and common.
question, which is the language that elementals speak? I thought it was deep speech, but I'm not sure.
It depends on
Is it primordial or?
Elemental, I think.
Oh, okay. I one. So one of them's abyssal. The other one is. I wanted it to be the one that elementals speak. So pretty sure it's primordial. Or deep. Well, no, I thought it was deep speech.
So primordial is the root language.
Okay, we'll do that one then. So primordial and abyssal.
So nobody in the party that was planning on going to a dwarven city bothered to learn dwarvish.
No,
It's a dead language. You're never going to use it anywhere else.
it literally is a dead language in this world. Who the fuck would teach it?
In our experience, yes.
All right. Well.
Like literally, where would we learn this stuff?
All right. So
Babel.
you see underneath the king's image, you see a roll of dwarven text, followed by Fae, and then followed by Common underneath it. And in Common it says in the presence of High King Turin, only the penitent may enter.
I feel like the halfling's the only guy who's going to get through this unscathed.
I'm looking up what the word penitent means.
That means to it's it means
feeling
to
or
show,
showing sorrow and regret for having done something wrong.
basically to kneel is one of the big ideas. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be smart. I'm gonna copy down the Dwarvish version of this and take it outside to one of the interns who presumably speaks Dwarvish.
Oh, very
Okay.
good.
This is going to come back as some broken, messed up translation. I know it.
Interrupt this.
Actually, I you know what? I might just go to HB or whatever his name is.
Okay, so you walk back outside, and all the interns are sort of looking about, kicking rocks around. HB's he's sort of pacing, and he's like, "Are we in yet?"
I show him this. This was on a mithril door. We're having a little trouble getting through it.
He looks at it and says, "It says, in the presence of High King Turin, only the penitent."
Okay, I thought maybe the dwarf would have something different in it, but no. Alright.
The penitent may enter.
Okay.
Well, I know what to do.
Okay, go ahead.
What was the name of the High King that fought this?
Go ask one of the historians.
Okay, I guess I'll go outside and go ask the historians.
As he's going out, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna kneel in front of the door.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think going in on our knees makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so you two are doing what?
We're just gonna kneel in front of the door while
Kneeling
he
before
goes.
the
And,
door.
They're kneeling creepily in front of the door.
So
We're almost
So you two are kneeling, and as Corey leaves the room, you hear latches unlatch, and the door swings out.
I call back. We got it.
Okay.
Come in on your knees.
I'm already short. How much shorter do you want me?
Get on your knees.
He comes in, and the door swings shut.
Okay,
Okay,
kneel.
I kneel down.
The doors open back up.
I guess we crawl through the doors.
It's not a.
Yep.
You must be this height to enter this ride.
Apparently.
All right, so you guys enter a very dark, large room.
Can I?
Before I enter, I'm going to write on a piece of paper, kneel, and just leave it outside on the ground.
So you said these doors swung open like on this side or on this
They
side?
swung in towards you guys.
Alright, I'm going to
Okay.
take 2 of my iron spikes and I'm going to hammer them in to block the doors from closing. Like, just wedge them underneath the door and stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
you made my plan less.
Well, it's your plan is a backup plan if mine fails.
Fair enough.
Your spikes are in place.
Okay, I'm down to 8 iron spikes.
All right. Do you guys have like a lantern or something?
Yep, I have
Yeah.
a lantern. It's on my belt.
Nolan's got one.
Okay, excellent. Because there's a giant spider in this room.
Oh god!
So I'm gonna need you guys to roll for initiative.
Okay, I click on initiative then? No.
Yeah, I think so,
yes.
yeah. Where is initiative? There it is.
It's somewhere.
Ah.
I rolled 20.
Oh, I didn't send it to the initiative tracker. I rolled 17. Jeez, got 20. Nice.
I don't know. There's initiative. Okay. 8.
You didn't tell us what to do after that.
He's doing so.
Food shape.
He's got to figure out what the spider thing does.
What
has
did
to
you
roll.
guys get?
20, 17,
20.
and 18.
Just keep the chat window on the right open. That'll show you all our rolls.
Yeah, I'm just trying to manage multiple screens here.
I know how you feel. I finally got everything to fit so I can still see the spider.
There is
my stuff.
Doc, there is a turn tracker in roll 20.
Excellent.
It's in the lower left-hand corner of the menu bar on the left thing. The thing that has the pointer and... There it is. Okay. So yeah, you just... Hold on, I will select my token, and then I hit initiative, and then I show up. I'll just reset it to what I first rolled.
Okay.
And then, if you want to enter your spider in there, select its token, roll its initiative through roll 20, its character sheet, and then it'll automatically populate it into the turn tracker.
Oh.
There it is.
It's not very initial. Zero.
It doesn't look like he rolled... Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Okay. And you can order them by descending order. If you click I believe it's the right arrow, it comes up with options. We don't see these options, so I'm doing this from memory.
Yeah, no, I got it. So
Okay.
you guys are good to go. So Corey, you've got first dibs at the giant spider. So what do you want to do? So here's how combat works. You have movement. Your movement distance is dependent on your size, I believe.
Yep, mine's 25.
Okay, so you can move 25 feet or 5 squares per turn, or you can dash for double that distance. However, if you dash, you won't be able to do anything else. And then you have a bonus action and an action. An action would typically count as your attack if you do one. And
Bonus action would be like...
There's
certain spells, I think some potions, I think drinking them is a bonus action. And then you also have a reaction if you have something that you can use as a reaction.
So, bonus actions are not always applicable for everyone. Generally, your class gives you very specific actions that can be used as bonus actions.
So, let me see if I get this right. I will sidestep 5 feet while drawing my scimitar, and then I'll produce flame at the spider.
Okay, so read how produce flame works. I'm not sure you can produce your flame and throw it at the same time.
Okay, it's possible. I will find out.
My wife is a druid, that's why I'm...
Oh, ignore that. I hit the wrong button.
Like, you can produce it, but I don't think...
Flickering flame appears in your hand. Flame remains there for duration and harms neither you nor your equipment.
And it takes an action for that.
You can also attack with the flame, although doing so ends the spell. If you cast this spell, or as an action later, hurl the flame at a creature within 30 feet of you. So, I produce the flame this turn,
Okay. You now
and
have
then next turn. Okay,
you now have a little baby fireball in your hand.
sounds good.
Alright. So...
Someone else is up.
Okay, I know you sidestep to the side. I did want to interrupt you, but you should really get behind me. Everyone who can.
You could just step in front of me.
Trellman's up.
Yeah, it depends on where Trillman moves.
All right, I'm gonna step back and fire my bow.
Okay, roll to hit. Alright, that's a hit.
Okay.
Roll damage.
What?
You hit the thing at the bottom.
There we go. Okay.
Boom.
That's a serious longbow.
Yep.
Don't mess with my longbow.
Is
Very nice.
Oh, you rolled an
My
8
sister
max
made it.
damage. Oh, nice.
Making a longbow takes like a week.
Very crafty, my sister.
Question: where do we see our touch AC?
Armor class?
There's our armor class, and there's touch armor class that just it doesn't count your actual armor. I'm just wondering because what I'm going to use is a ranged touch attack. Trollden, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. So, as a bonus action, I'm going to use my Hexblade's Curse on this guy. So, basically, it'll give me a bonus to damage rolls, and I critical hit on a 19 or 20 instead of just a 20, and I gain HP if he dies. And I'm going to throw an Eldritch Blast, so... Whomp. Did that work? There. Ooh!
That'll hit.
And damage 8 plus 5. So let me just make sure it's plus 5. Okay, no, it's just plus 2. So 8 plus 2, so 10 damage. So that was a bonus action and an action. Can I still move?
Yes.
Alright, then I will move
15, 20.
20, yeah. And I will end my turn there.
And I assume the spider will do something.
Hopefully.
It's got to show. Alright, so. Alright, so the spider. Nolan, what's your armor class?
18.
Some serious armor.
It's like just one down of what I would get from full plate. So I'm happy with it.
It's always good
Alright,
to have a
so
tank.
it's gonna
Does it
take
have
a-
shoulder pads?
It does have
It's
shoulder
gonna
pads.
take a swing at you and it's gonna miss.
Yay!
Uh,
And yeah, it can't really go anywhere without triggering attack of opportunity.
He can go ahead and trigger an attack of opportunity. I'm fine with that.
But yeah, other than that, that is his turn.
So it's-
However, let's see, Corey's coming up next. But Corey, I just want you to be aware that dropping down from the ceiling appears to be another spider.
It is green.
So I can tell them apart.
Okay. Oh, it's not my turn yet.
It is now.
Oh, my turn order thing's not updating. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Because I have to push buttons.
yeah.
Oh. 1, 5,
Uh,
10,
Ho- ho-
15.
do you
Oh,
know
sorry.
how attacks of opportunity work?
No.
If you move out of a target's threatened space, which is generally within 5 feet of them, they get a free attack against you. Unless you make a 5-foot step, which is the only movement you can do that round.
You can disengage, but that would take all of your. It would take your action.
Okay.
So-
you either fight it
Well-
or you run.
I'm going to.
Fight it. Okay. Do you have a
Yeah, let's just
spell?
give it something to think about. It's a spider. I'm going to throw some fire at it.
Okay.
Oh. Well, that was a nice hit. 18.
Will hit. And
I can't hear anything.
you definitely hit it, and you
Oh.
did.
I did fire.
You burninated it.
That's about it.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Nolan's gonna show Trellin help Corey as he's, tangling with the spider.
Okay. What's the Barty thing where you help people? Is that which one is that?
Oh, there's Bardic Inspiration, but I'm not sure if you have that yet.
Yeah, I don't.
Bardic Inspiration, 1d6. That
Yeah, a D6. So I'm gonna inspire you with your spider,
okay.
and I'm going to fire with my bow on the green spider again.
Okay.
Or not again. I'm gonna fire on the green. So I'll inspire you and fire on the green one.
Cool.
So longbow.
Please.
Yeah, you're in
That'll
my way.
You pull back, you fire your arrow, and it goes zipping over the spider's head.
Didn't want to hit the hobbit. And I move forward to there.
Okay. Corey, Nolan again.
No,
Nope. Nolan is going to swing his warhammer with, after encasing it with thunderous energy at the spider. So, booming blade. So let me roll my 2 hit. Warhammer. Ooh, 12. You know what? Okay, does that hit on its own?
It does not.
Then I'm going to use that Bardic Inspiration die. Does 16 hit?
16 hits.
Cool. For 7 bludgeoning, and it is encased in the Thundering Field, so if he moves, he takes an extra d8 of damage.
Alright, so you bring that fucking hammer down and crushes that thing's skull and it's fucking
Squash.
Nice.
I'd like to point out the spiders are pretty brutal now. They have skulls.
Yeah.
It's got an exoskeleton and an endoskeleton.
They are giant spiders.
Yeah. Okay, that's... Can I move? Can I still move now that I've vanquished it? Vanquished, yeah. Yeah, I think I can still move, so I'm going to move over here and just start threatening that spider that's accosting Corey.
Dire.
Okay.
I think it's spider turn.
Yeah, it's spider's turn.
Spider turn.
Let's see if I... Am I louder now?
No.
Not particularly. Say a bit more. You're no, you're not particularly louder. No.
Nope. Same old.
Alright, so what are we doing to Green Spider? Oh wait, it's Green Spider's
Yeah.
turn.
Yep.
Alright.
Yep.
Time
Oh, eat the hobbit.
Sure, it wants to eat the hobbit. I just killed its buddy.
Corey, what's your armor class?
That'd be 13. That was really loud.
Yes, it was.
He has this little grin on his face.
There's also a 19.
Oh, God.
How much HP do you have?
I don't understand this. I have current and temporary.
Okay, so your temporary is like a damage shield. It goes away first, and then things start eating into your hit points.
Then I have 10 current, 5 temporary.
Okay, you just took 6 damage. That was 6 piercing damage. And
I don't know the difference.
right now it doesn't matter. And then you just took 6 additional poison damage.
So you're gonna
I
lose.
have poison resistance.
You do.
So that's you take half damage.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. No, I gotta find it.
But that is he
It's-
takes half damage, right?
Alright, so you take 3 poison damage, so for a total of 9.
Okay, I will find that for you. It was in the character hand.
So it's so you lose the 5 temporary hit points, and then you lose 4 regular hit points.
Yep, I have that marked.
Okay.
Alright.
All right, back to you, Corey.
Oh, crap! It's on my turn already.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you have a stick you can hit
thinking-
it with?
I am going to use jump on myself when I figure out how to do that.
I'm gonna look up jump.
Okay.
This guy's jumping.
I'm gonna use jump on myself and then do the thing where you try to step out of the way. But because I'm jumping, it's gonna go like 3 times as far. Is that not how that works?
I don't think so.
Okay, if I'm doing it wrong, I'll redo that.
You can just disengage.
What's the actual disengage action like? Is it still just a 5-foot step, or?
So disengage, basically just takes his action.
Okay, so I can't jump and do that.
Correct.
In that case,
So you can just disengage and move your full speed away if you want, and he won't be
Yeah.
able to attack you.
Yeah, just do that.
well, I know that each of you guys is gonna get a turn before this is over. I'm gonna go with hope, and I'm going to slash at it with my scimitar that I drew when we entered the room.
Okay.
Alright, go for it.
That was a 7. Okay.
You swing at it, and you didn't really get a good handle on it, and it just deflects off of its kite.
Okay,
Okay. Well, let's
good luck, you two.
All right, I'm going to move in to there. And does it take a move to draw my rapier?
No.
Okay.
You look like you're in the spot with that thing, or is it? I don't know.
It's fine.
Okay.
Roll with
Okay.
it.
All right. Rapier.
That's a miss, babe.
Miss.
We're
Nolan?
having bad luck with this spider, ain't we?
Yeah.
You
Alright.
fucking marked the other one like it was a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am going to swing at him with my warhammer with booming blade thing. 11 doesn't hit, I don't think.
11 does not hit.
Yeah. Okay. It is Spider's turn. It's gonna bite the halfling again.
Oh, I was mistaken. Stout halflings have poison resistance. I actually...
You're not south.
Do not, so.
No.
You take an extra 3 damage.
I fixed it.
Alright. So, Krellman is now within the spider's pincers.
Nom 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 nom.
So, what's your armor class?
13.
Alright, you just managed to miss getting bitten.
Aha. Oh.
Good for you.
Corey?
Corey, Bill, you're up.
I guess I'll have to use Cure Wounds to give myself a chance here.
What? Let's move away from the spider first.
I thought you guys said I couldn't disengage.
Yeah, you can disengage just fine. You were trying to cast a spell and disengage.
Oh, I misunderstood that. Okay, there. I've disengaged.
Okay.
I misunderstood.
Yeah.
John.
Slash you with my steely knife.
What?
Slash you with your steely knife?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's better. Slashy. 22. Is that a hit?
That was a,
That wasn't a nat 20, was it?
No.
no, it was an 18.
That is definitely a hit, though. Go ahead, roll for damage.
4 piercing.
Alright, you poke his eye and he is visibly pissed off.
Oh, hates that.
It lost one of its 8 eyes. Okay. What's
Dude,
that?
compound eyes are like the most inefficient kind of eyeball.
Really?
Yeah, because they basically work like thousands of little pinhole cameras. So all you have is a tiny little blotch, and you have to somehow piece that together back into using your brain.
Yep, that was another 12, so I whiff again.
Aww. With his warhammer.
Look at it.
So it is the spider's turn.
Spider's turn. Yay. So, spider is going to take another shot. Feller, actually,
I mean, he is the softest target available.
what did you say on that?
13.
And Corey, what's yours?
My what?
Your armor class.
13.
Just no infinite.
Yes, we're both 13, and he's 18.
Drowning, the spider tried to hit you with his web, but he missed. Everyone is just missing each other.
That's welcome to level 1.
We're okay with that.
This is everyone's level 1.
And the spiders.
Oh,
they're just
yeah.
large spiders.
Yeah. All right. So now it's Corey's turn again.
I shall step 10 feet, and I will chuck a dart. I shall avenge my hit points. I don't know
Okay.
what 2060 means.
I just looked up produce flame. It says you can also attack with a flame, although doing so ends the spell. When you cast the spell or as an action on a later turn, you can hurl a flame at a creature within 30 feet of you. So he can totally throw the flame as part of the spell.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good to know.
now we know.
Yeah. So you can just do that when you want.
So,
I did chuck a javelin. Also, I made a dart. So I'm not a teen.
so you chucked, was it a dart? Okay,
Yep.
yeah, so you
Yes.
threw a dart at it. The dart is now sticking out of its schnoz. And, starting to look a little fucked up.
It's a unicorn.
Okay. Trilden.
Okay, poke you with the steely stick. Oh, not so
Ooh.
good with the steely stick. I
No.
stuck the arrows.
Probably.
Yeah, your arrows were way more effective.
Yeah.
Yep. I will go ahead and try to smashy it with my warhammer. Oh!
If it's done.
There's a smash.
There's a D. That's a 20.
That's an at 20.
So, how do crits work in this system, in the new one?
So you roll for damage and crits a double. So
Oh, it automatically does it. Rolled it twice. Okay, so 11 plus 6. 17 damage?
17 total.
Yep.
Alright. Once he manages to finally hit something with that fucking hammer.
It's a nice hammer. Unwieldy.
he comes in all fucking full, like, over his head, totally unnecessary, and fucking brings this thing down, and its thorax is
Ew.
And so, congratulations, Sean. You are now covered in sticky spider
icky
bits.
stuff. Thank you so much for the icky stuff. That's better than wearing it on the inside.
All right.
Nolan immediately starts wiping the gunk off his warhammer.
I better go grab my dart back.
All right. Good to remember. So.
Hey, is,
Yes, dear.
can I see if that's a venomous spider?
You know it was venomous. It poisoned
I know
you.
it's venomous. I have a herbalism kit. Can I just like steal some of its venom from its dead body? Will that not work?
Give me a medicine.
20.
All right. You successfully extract its venom.
Nice.
You know?
Okay, now I need to figure out how to give that to my character.
You know, I hear roast spider legs are actually really good.
I know queen red eggs are good. But
I assume-
guys, I have to build the rest of the dungeon yet. So
Oh.
along with the fact that it's 10:20, but you guys did successfully make it into combat, and
Good.
with enough blind stumbling on it, you guys did successfully kill the spider. So,
Much blind stumbling.
so what I will do, however, is I will congratulate you guys on your elevation to level 2.
Woo!
Hot diggity
Sweet.
dog.
Oh,
Where's that?
does that mean we have to put XP points on our thing or no? How's that work?
We're level 2 now. Don't worry about XP.
So I do leveling. I don't use the expertise.
Okay.
Okay, so the question is, how do I change my level?
You
Oh, there's a button. I found it.
Your dinner.
okay.
You're a fast button finder. I haven't found the button yet.
It's on the top right of it. You have to mouse over it.
I have dinner
So-
now, so I'm gonna go get that.
Ah, found it.
Hey, dog. For spider venom, since there isn't one for venom, do I just put basic poison and then change the name to venom?
Sure. So, what do you guys think of using points?
It works.
Yeah, it's once you figure out where the things are hiding, it works fine.
And
Yeah.
And your DM is not constrained yourself up.
Well,
Yeah.
that was kind of a downside.
Well,
to Punisher,
Windows
but,
did just update on you out of the blue.
blame Microsoft.
But you guys feel like you want to do this again?
Yeah, I'm up for. What day do you want to do the next one?
Probably picking the same deck, maybe next week.
Yeah, works for me.
Hold on. Wait. Where's my calendar? I've lost my calendar. They stole my calendar. Open it up again. Yeah, closed. Today's the 8th.
So do we just leave it here and then come back and it'll all be here?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, next Thursday works for me.
Excellent. So next week, same bat time, same bat channel.
Except it's not 3 p.m. my time, it's p.m. my time. The
It's
time
3
I'm
p.m. time. No, it's like 4 it's some weird time my time.
So in the meantime, you guys can level up. I would check the player's handbook because I know certain classes get access to shit early. Like some classes start to get parts of their
Right.
specific abilities around level
Right.
2, certainly by level 3. Druids, you might get wild shape in your turn. Next level after, which means you
Druid.
start being able to morph into other creatures.
I've seen a spider.
Yeah.
We have, but if it's above the challenge rating. you can only
Oh, there's-
change the things that are at a certain challenge rate.
Okay.
So we'll have to look at that. And as for other creatures that you haven't quite seen, you can run them by me. You would reasonably be expected to have seen them.
Yeah, like a horse.
Yeah.
But
It would
probably
be really
not
hard
a
to go this
dinosaur.
far.
So Drax, is next week work for you?
Mm.
Or round two?
It should. I haven't heard anything from my job, so.
Okay. I'll try to.
Oh. Well, first of all, I'm going to end